Hello everyone, Mr. Shins here. Hope you're all doing well. Another night of visual novels for the Spooktober Visual Novel Jam. And we're starting tonight with Red Zero, which I'm very excited about. And I hope you will be too. I'm going to mess with my sound levels for a little bit. Still not quite all the way well here in Mr. Shin's land, but we're getting there. And I think I can get through it. If I can't, if I decide that my voice is going to give out, then my lovely wife will take over for me. At least she said she would. So and that should be. That should be really great if she does. Actually, you should hope that my voice gives out. Okay. So this is Red Zero. Let me just kind of get things set here on my end. Not too loud in my ears. Just want to draw your attention to, if you're watching this on YouTube, there's going to be a link in the description for the itch.io Spooktober Jam entries. You can click that link and go and download these games yourself, play them, rate them. Really important that you rate. It helps the developers. And if you play, please rate. Play and rate. I can't stress it enough. So these games are all made for the Spooktober Jam, which it's kind of a contest where they were all made within a month, 30 days. So you pull your teams together, make a game, do your best, and these are the results. And so far, I'm playing entries that have been recommended to me. I kind of go into everything cold, but everything that's been recommended to me has been really solid, really great to play. Great stories, surprisingly, just good all around. So very impressive community. With all that said, let's get into Red Zero, shall we? What's the deal with this game? So again, this is kind of a cold read. I have not played this game, so we'll see. I'll do my best with no apologies, because that's what we do here is cold reads and no practice read through. So, all right. The body is a vessel. This is you. Who am I? Well, I know who I am. I'll write my name. I've got my notebook here. I am Mr. Shins. That's who I am. What color ink? Oh, black, red, blue, green. I've always been partial to blue myself. You've chosen the name Mr. Shins, okay? Yeah, I'm sure. Good. Kid. Is my notebook talking to me? Oh. Great, okay. Yet another nightmare. You turn off the alarm on your phone. Seems like after a long night of studying, you fell asleep at your desk. Look at me. Good morning, roomie. Your roommate, Haley, greets you in a disturbingly chipper way for this time of morning. Then again, it's rare to see her in low spirits. Good morning. I assume I'm just like the exact opposite of her if I just took my head off of my keyboard. Are you dressing up today? Dressing up? What? Why? Oh, you silly, for Halloween, of course. Oh, right. Today's Halloween. You should have known. School's been decorated from top to bottom with everything that screams Halloween. Black and orange banners have been strewn across every hallway adorned with pumpkins and spooky paper ghosts for weeks. So, I guess you don't have a costume then. You shake your head while gathering your notes from last night and placing them in your bag. I've been so busy with assignments and studying for my upcoming biology exam. Halloween is really the least of my concerns. Well, if you did want to dress up today, I'm totally down to try and throw together something for you. she's so happy. She wants to make us a costume. Look at her face. Oh. Or I could even drive into town to buy you a costume. Wow, Haley. Don't bother. Oh, come on, it's no bother at all. Seriously, what would you want to be? I don't know. There's no point in dressing up. I want to dress up as, well, I mean, this is probably the first thing I would actually say. There's no point in dressing up as really, it's Halloween. Of course we're gonna dress, like, there's a point. I want to dress up as, let's see what my options are. You decide to indulge your roomie in the idea of dressing up for today. What is your costume idea? I want to dress up as, oh, can I just type that in? Well, what do we want to dress up as? I want to dress up as, I can do anything here? That's so cool. Okay. I want to dress up as a Mandalorian. I could spell. Sorry, my wife is yelling. What? You called me a nerd? My wife is calling me a nerd. Well, I don't care. I want to dress up as a Mandalorian. See if we can do this. I could go for a Mandalorian costume. Look at us with our champagne tastes. You know how expensive that probably is, Mr. Shins? My wife has just walked out into the room in a costume, and now she's leaving. Not a distraction at all. Sweet! Oh, look at that at the Creepers costumes in town. From what you remember, a lot of the costumes at the shop were sexy versions of whatever character or job they were supposed to represent. But really, a Mandalorian, sexy Mandalorian is just, it's redundant. It's the same thing. Sexy Mandalorian is Mandalorian. Either that, or the costumes are made with materials so cheap, you definitely get a rash the next day. Ugh. You know what? Never mind. Are you sure you don't want me to find something for you to wear? I appreciate the thought, but again, don't bother. Okay, fine. But if you change your mind, text me ASAP, all right? You sigh and nod. I'm just a bummer. Yeah, I should have known it was Halloween. Look at this place. What is the scary drawing on the right up there? A centipede person or something? After picking up your medium black coffee, you head to your morning class. Down the hall, you see your friends chatting intensely about something. Leon. Hey, Mr. Shins. This is Leon. He might look like a musclehead, but he's a lot brighter than that. Okay. Apparently, he used to be a football player back in high school and was pretty good at it. He doesn't like to talk about it much. Now, he's part of the newspaper club that runs publications every week. Sophia. Good morning, Mr. Shins. This is Sophia. She's a little soft-spoken, but great to talk to once she gets used to you. She's part of the gardening club, which is a lot more impressive than it sounds, considering the university's massive greenhouse. I don't know, I kind of find people who garden impressive all on their own. Leon is sporting a bright red bodysuit of some sort, while Sophia is in her usual cottagecore attire. Yeah, Sophia is definitely my people. Leon, why are you dressed up? Isn't the Halloween party later tonight? Well, I ordered this weeks in advance, so I want to make the most of it. I would have dressed up as well, but my wings are too big, and it would have been a disruption in class. Her wings, I wonder what she is. Sophia sighs and turns to Leon. Leon, you're dressed as Red Rhino, yes? Charging in to save the day, Rhino Red! You, Sophia, and Leon have spent many hours together watching Leon's favorite show, Hero Swarm. Hero Swarm. So, just a side note here. The developer of this game is called Nova Swarm. So I wonder if there's some crossover going on. The show usually features teens or young adults dressed as bug-themed heroes and fighting monsters. Flying with style, Admiral Blue. Oh, I'm into it. Delicate yet deadly, Orchid Pink. The three of you strike a pose. A few other students chuckle and move about their day. Yeah, these are the people you want to be friends with, right? Got it! What? Did you just take a pic of us? You rub your eyes. Fastest photographer in the galaxy, Leon. Strikes again. Can you send that to us later? I want to see how silly we look. Roger that, Orchid Pink. Man, that helmet gets kind of stuffy. I don't know how the suit actors do it all day. I'm sure they get used to it. Speaking of which, are you two going to the party tonight? For sure. It was all the newspaper club could talk about for weeks, and it's the headlining article for the school newspaper this week. Leon brings out 2 copies of the school newspaper from his bag to give to you and Sophia. Oh, look at this. Courtyard Hallow Party featuring DJ Skillet. What does this say? USC. Oh, I'm at USC. I didn't even notice that. That's never mind. But I applied to work there recently. USC's annual campus party will be held this Tuesday. The event is expected to be the biggest event of the season, with guest appearance from USC alumni DJ Skillet. The student council president outlined the party would have food and game booths. Attending students are encouraged to wear Halloween costumes. Entries for the spookiest costume contest can be submitted by visiting the booth next to the Comet Cafe on the east side of the courtyard. We have upcoming events, a USC bi-monthly donation drive, Courtyard Hallow Party featuring DJ Skillet, Candy Corn, the pineapple on pizza of candy bowls. That's a picking which hill you're gonna die on. Newspaper club. Most popular Halloween costumes: vampire, witch, werewolf, zombie, Frankenstein. Where's that? Frankenstein. Mummy, Pokemon trainer, ghost, clown, mecha pilot. Awesome. Checkmate Geminis. The USC Chess Club checkmates Green Bay Geminis, okay? What is VTubing? The technology behind virtual entertainers. Well, I happen to know what VTubing is already, but I might give that article a look. You have obtained a newspaper. You put it in your backpack. We read all of this on Scorpio already, okay? So I put it in my backpack. Is it there now if I check? Oh, yeah, there it is. Cool. Close. Why does our school even bother with newspapers anymore? Websites exist. Why do you bother carrying around those heavy books? Okay, he's got a point there. He really does. What about you, Mr. Shins? Are you going to the party? Well, no. I really need to study for that exam on Tuesday. Oh, today's Tuesday. Hope we didn't miss it. And I think I have another test from microbiome next week and possibly a lab report to finish. You nearly said the exact same thing last week. You can allow yourself to have 1 day of no study. In fact, he makes a gesture of pushing up non-existent glasses. Studies show that you require at least 1 day of rest to be a fully functional human, or else you suffer what the grown-ups call burnout. These are good friends. Jokes aside, it's just one night. We can all hang out together, dance a little, have snacks. I promise you don't even have to drink. It'll be fun. No, I really shouldn't. We have that biology exam coming up, and Mr. Shins, how much sleep did you get? What? I know you have a bad habit of staying up and studying till you drop. How much sleep did you get? I wouldn't lie to my friends. This seems likely. Sounds like I might have some problems regulating. So it may be that I have no idea time. I don't know. I didn't look at the time. Sophia and Leon look at you with worry. I'll be okay. You know, this is just how I usually am during exams. But hey, class is about to start. Maybe let's go in? You gesture towards the door, making a running motion. You're off the hook for now, but I'm watching you. Thanks, Leon. Leon makes the V sign with his hands and points them to his eyes and then to you as he saunters into the classroom. We're just worried about you, you know? Coffee can't keep you company all the time. Sophia smiles and heads into class. Ecology, the study of the relationships between living organisms and their surroundings. One of the many required studies for biology majors. Professor Fields is pleasant, super helpful, and generally gets along with all his students in class. But his exams and grading scale overall are incredibly, incredibly tough. He barely managed to pass the last major exam. He says it builds character. But hard work does indeed go a long way. Professor Fields used to work as a professional researcher, so he usually delves into his personal experiences when teaching. You sometimes stay after class with Sophia and some others to hear more. He's super inspiring. Good morning, class. I've got quite a bit to review today, and I know most of you are looking forward to the party tonight. So let's get started, and maybe we can end early today. I imagine Professor Fields is he's got that Lando Calrissian vibe. Everyone shuffles about, getting out their various notebooks or setting up laptops to take notes, or rather, some will pretend to pay attention. Excuse me while I take a sip of my drink here. The room goes silent as Professor Fields turns around to write on the whiteboard. What the? You all look around the classroom trying to figure out where that sound is coming from. Ha ha, very funny. You turn around to see the guy sitting in the far back row wearing a creepy ventriloquist doll mask. Let's save the games for after class, okay, Mr. Young? The professor walks to the student and confiscates the mask. Professor Fields tosses the mask into his desk, once again triggering the sound. Professor, I think your desk is haunted. The entire class rumbles with a chuckle. Well, I'll make sure to call an exorcist after class. Anyway, let's review, shall we? The professor quickly scans the classroom. Can anyone tell us the main 3 trophic levels? How about you, Mr. Shins? Well, I actually know the answer to this. It's producers, herbivores, and carnivores. Producers, directors, and actors is funny. I don't know is easy to say. This is basic biology, though, so I think I should be able to get this right. You nod and state matter of factually. Producers, herbivores, and carnivores. That is correct, Mr. Shins. Well done, sir. Excellent. It's important to remember the fundamentals. Indeed, producers, herbivores, and carnivores make up each trophic level of an ecosystem. However, existing separately are our decomposers or transformers. This level contains our bacteria and fungi that break down dead organisms and waste materials into nutrients usable by producers, thus completing the basic food web in an ecosystem. The professor is really getting into the meat of the lecture now. Look around the room, see what everybody's doing. That might be interesting. Pay close attention. I think that's what we should be doing, given that we have a test coming up, maybe today, which is Tuesday. Or look out the window. What could be going on outside? No, we're here, we've had the coffee, let's pay attention. It's probably not what I would probably be looking out the window, but I want to pay attention. You pay close attention to the lecture and make sure to underline any keywords. This is probably going to be a part of your exam. As we all know, symbiosis is the ecological interaction between 2 organisms that live together. Mutualistic symbiosis allows for both organisms to benefit from one another and live harmoniously. This is most common between fungi and plants. You've all noticed mushrooms growing in the forest, right? Somewhere between 80 and 90% of all plant species have fungi partners. These fungi use their extensive network of hyphae to channel water and minerals to the plant. In return, the plant supplies the products of photosynthesis to fuel the metabolism of the fungus. Due to this efficiency, one well-accepted theory suggests that fungi were instrumental in the evolution of the root system in plants. So that seems like this is probably important. We've got the fungi root systems thing on the board here. We should probably pay attention to what's being said. In order to grow fruitfully, these fungi are even able to communicate with one another. They're able to chat about nutrient needs or even potential intimate partners. Some students chuckle, because how could we not, right? Well, you wouldn't want to get intimate with someone random, would you? Fungi don't want to either. They communicate if they want to pursue reproductive or non-reproductive partnerships. They can even communicate how much water and food they share with their plant partners. Quite fascinating when you consider their seemingly primal existence. But it looks like we're at the end of our time here. We'll talk about fungi and animal relationships next week. It's really interesting and true. And it's true, like we talk about, sorry guys, I'm in the sciences. It's my job. So I spend a lot of time reading and talking about biology and medicine. But one really interesting thing is that tree roots, root systems, we have found, they communicate like big stands of trees in the forest. Their root systems are connected and they communicate with each other. And they share resources. And fungi are a big part of that. So I really like the scientific grounding that we're getting here. My wife is laughing at me again. Don't forget about the exam next Tuesday. Oh, next Tuesday, thank God, because today's Tuesday. It's a doozy. Achievement unlocked. This will be on the exam. Okay, hey, good for us. I didn't do this.
Okay.
My wife is accusing me of not filling up the ice cube tray again.
You need to narrate what I'm doing. Narrate it again.
All right. You'll have to make extra care to review your notes later. You sigh and finally close your notebook. What a class. Most students file out unceremoniously. You pack up your stuff but hang back with Leon and Sophia in class. Professor, are you going to the Halloween party tonight? Those events aren't particularly for faculty, but I will be working late tonight, should any of you feel the need or desire to bring me treats. You know, Professor Woodward usually goes to the events. She even brings her homemade cider. Is that even legal? I have the feeling I wasn't supposed to be privy to that sort of information, but no, my work cannot wait. You all have fun in my honor. Well, don't work too late. See you next week. I should be heading off too. See you later, Professor. Sophia seems to wait for an extra beat before leaving the room. Is she waiting for me, or am I in the way here? Did she want to talk to the professor alone? You need as much study time as possible. You turn to leave the room before the professor calmly stops you. Wait just a moment, Mr. Shins. I wanted to ask you something. Sure, what is it, Professor Fields? I have a job opportunity for you, sort of like an internship. Your attentiveness to learn is admirable, and your grades are nothing to scoff at. It'll be a long-term research project that I'm leading, and I could really use your help with it. Your jaw drops at this proposal. Is this a dream? Has all your studying finally paid off? What if you don't pass the next exam? Will that affect this opportunity? Is it paid? Your head is spinning. You can't even form a proper sentence. Don't worry about answering right away. Think on it, but do let me know as soon as possible. Right. Sure thing, Professor. You scurry away from class into the hallway. You feel like you have a stupid smile on your face. Arrgh. Breathe in, breathe out. Okay, you're okay. Professor said you can answer at a later time. Right now you just have to focus on one thing at a time. First things first, study. Mr. Shins, before you go, I was just wondering if you come have tea with me in the greenhouse. You feel your stomach growl. If you go to have tea with Sophia, chances are she'll have snacks, though you should really be studying. Maybe getting something from the school store would be quicker? Oh no, our friend just asked us to go have tea. We're gonna go with them. We go to the library and study, go to the store. No, we're gonna get tea. Sure, I could go for some tea. You let Sophia lead the way to the greenhouse. Pardon me while I take another sip of my drink here. Yeah, so I'm a little leery of this research opportunity. As somebody who has worked in research, has had a long and storied career in research, I feel like it's the opening. It's like, yeah, it's kind of like an internship, but is it an internship? Is it paid? Big questions, and I hope our Mr. Shins here doesn't get taken advantage of as a we need somebody to dig holes or make coffee, or is your name going to be on the paper? I think that's an important question to ask, and we didn't ask that question. So, name on the paper, very important. The greenhouse is the university's pride and joy. It stands 2 stories tall and houses a wide variety of plant species from most biomes. Wow. Perfect for all the ambitious biology students that attend. It's humid, but not entirely uncomfortable. The innermost section houses a modest patio set fully decked out with light tablecloths and doilies. The garden club certainly doesn't skimp on aesthetics. Sophia pours you a cup of tea. Are you sure it's fine I'm here? Oh, if I'm here? Oh, don't worry. We love having company around the gardening club. I won't be doing any club activities today anyway. Oh, why not? I'm having tea here with you. Oh, right. Also, I wouldn't want to get my dress dirty. Muffin? Did you just call me Muffin? Oh. Sophia pushes the small woven basket of muffins towards you. What kind are they? Lemon poppy seed. The gardening club has a lot of extra lemons from our tree over. Oh, the gardening club has a lot of extra lemons from our tree over there. You know what they say. When life gives you lemons, don't make lemonade? I mean, she didn't make lemons. When life gives you lemons, make poppy seed lemon muffins, I think is a good saying. Don't make lemonade. Yeah. I'm glad Sophia and I are on the same page. Make life take the lemons back. I want to say this one. Can I save? I'm going to save. See what happens here. Empty slot. Yes. Make life take the lemons back. Yeah. We really are on the same page. Oh, I'm in love with Sophia. Okay, here we go. Get mad. Yeah. I don't want your damn lemons. What the hell am I supposed to do with these? Yeah, take the lemons. Demand to see life's manager. Make life rue the day it thought it could give Mr. Shins lemons. Do you know who I am? I'm the one who's gonna burn your house down with the lemons. Oh, I like this person. I'm gonna get my engineers to invent a combustible lemon that burns your house down. Burn their house down. You and Sophia share a laugh over your nerdy video game references, which at this point may be too old for some people to understand. Yeah, I must admit, I didn't know that it was a video game reference that was happening. But I'd like to know more about that, because I'm old. I don't know if anybody knows, but I'm quite old, so I should know. Ancient.
You're a vampire.
But please, don't actually burn our greenhouse down with lemons. Of course. Sophia giggles and you bite into the muffin. It's crisp on the outside, but moist on the inside. The tangy bites almost melt your mouth. That sounds amazing. I'd like one of those right now. May I ask you something, Mr. Shins? Sure. Do you dislike Halloween? Oh, no, I think I actually like Halloween. I don't know is too non-committal. No, Mr. Shins, you're too old to say you don't know. You should have thought of this by now. No, I actually like it. No, I actually like Halloween. It's fun seeing everyone dress up and everyone get excited about horror movies for once. Oh, I see. I'm sorry, I couldn't tell. You don't have to apologize. I guess I don't really have much of the Halloween spirit this year. Because of exams, right? You exhale and nod your head. I feel like I don't shut up about exams, but it's all that's been on my mind lately. Sophia sips her tea and gestures to you, suggesting you do the same. You take a deep breath, then take a sip of tea. It's chamomile, Sophia's specialty. She grows her own daisies and dries them out. This is probably her not-so-subtle way of trying to take care of you. She knows you would otherwise be gobbling up a bag of chips. Perhaps you need to find a way to de-stress. You know, get your mind off things. Have there been any games you've been enjoying recently? There are a couple of games you have, but you haven't been playing any of them recently. The MMO, what would that be? It would be like Elder Scrolls Online or something? Mecha game? Am I playing Armored Core? I'll say I've been playing an MMO. I've been playing that MMORPG with the free trial up to level 60. The critically acclaimed MMORPG? Yeah, you know the one. The critically acclaimed MMORPG that you haven't actually logged into for 3 weeks? Busted. Also, the free trial actually goes to level 70. Sophia takes a sip of her tea and chuckles. Oh, I've been caught. You know, I miss playing with you. I've been stuck with a bunch of amateurs who don't understand that. I can't heal stupid. No, it's true, you can't heal stupid. Sophia takes a deep breath and takes a sip of her tea, and I'm going to do the same thing. Maybe, when you're not so bogged down with exams, we can run some dungeons and de-stress together. That sounds ideal, Sophia. Yeah, maybe. You take a sip of your tea. It's not the first time you've deflected friendly invitations in the last 3 weeks. I could maybe spare an hour one of these days after exams and getting caught up on my sleep. I don't know how you do it. Do what? How you stay up so late or early and still manage to function and listen in class. You know me, midnight is my limit. Any later, I'm out like a light. The answer is easy. Lack of self-care and never-ending dread. You get used to it, but trust me, your way is probably better overall. Well, when you want to get your sleep schedule back on track, I can help you out. Sophia pulls out a small satchel from her purse. It's a special blend that we made up here in the gardening club. Sleepy Blender. Oh, it's got hard on the end. I thought it said Sleepy Blender. Sleepy Blend. Nice. We have a couple members that also have a rough sleep schedule, so this tea is specially made with a little melatonin, so it'll help you sleep at night. Fun fact, melatonin not regulated by the FDA for sleep medication, so perfectly legal what she's doing. I think I trust this. She hands you the satchel. You have obtained a bag of sleep tea. You put it in your backpack. Oh, let's look. I like having things in my backpack. Thanks, Sophia. I'll give it a shot sometime. The two of you continue to converse and enjoy the tea and muffins until the sun starts to set. You decide it's time to head back to the dorm and back to the study grind. Don't study too hard now, Mr. Shins. Oh yeah, there's my USC poster. I didn't even notice it. You enter the dorm room to loud pop songs coming from Haley's stickered laptop and profound singing coming from the bathroom. You let out a sigh. At least it sounds like Haley's nearly done getting ready for the party. Without nearly as much bravado, you set your book bag down and start unpacking your study station at your desk. Haley comes out of the bathroom wearing a skin-tight outfit and a headband with mouse ears and whiskers drawn on her face in eyeliner. Adorable. She sits down in her chair and rolls over next to you, taking out her phone. Say cheese. You give a simple smile at the camera. Oh my gosh, cute. So, you're a mouse? I'm a sexy mouse, duh. You roll your eyes so hard they could have rolled right out of your face. Oh, come on, don't give me that. It's great that you're having fun. I just don't get why most girl Halloween costumes have to be sexy this, sexy that. Why am I complaining? What's wrong with me? What's next? Sexy corn? Ooh, maybe that'll be my costume next Halloween. You bury your head in your hands. Just imagine me with a big corn costume, green fishnets and high heels. The thought alone manages to get a chuckle out of you. See, sexy costumes aren't all that bad. They can be funny sometimes. Sometimes. I still think they set a bad standard for younger girls. I'll give you that. But, sexy costume or not, Halloween is the one time of the year that we get the opportunity to dress up in whatever. Excuse me. It's the one time of the year that we get the opportunity to dress up in whatever we want and have fun. Clearly, you've never been to an anime convention before. Well, maybe one day you could take me to one. Maybe. And that'll be the day that I get to see you dress up for once, right? That'll be the weekend that you see me dress up. Maybe. Haley nudges you playfully and stands up. Anyways, you sure you don't want to come with me to the Halloween party? Standing around outside at night with music so loud you can't even hear yourself think isn't what you'd call a good time. I'd better not. You know, I still have that ecology exam coming up and all. Besides, didn't you have a boyfriend or something? What happened to him? Why isn't he going to the party with you? You don't keep close track of others' love lives, and you honestly cannot remember the guy's name for the life of you. All you can remember is that Haley was all lovey-dovey with a kind of basic-looking dude for a while. Haley heavily sighs and grabs her purse from the bed. She leans over you slightly to check her makeup in the mirror on the wall behind you. Billy? He's been ghosting me for the past week and a half. Oh, that sucks. Yep, so you're kind of all I have right now. My other friends are all taking their boyfriends to the party because duh. Oh, so Haley wanted you to be her party side piece. Yeah, no thanks. What's wrong with us? Why not? Why not support our friend this way? Last chance, you sure you don't want to be a sexy cat? The sexy cat that catches the mouse? I feel like I'm being flirted with a little bit here. You let out a sigh so loud it could wake the dead. Haley ruffles your hair much to your dismay. I'm just pulling your leg. Don't stress out too much over your exams, okay? You got this. Haley gently rubs your shoulder, her way of comforting you. You simply smile in response. Haley makes her way towards the door and twirls around to beam at you. Have fun studying tonight, but please put on a horror movie or, I don't know, eat some candy. But I don't have any candy, and a horror movie would break my concentration. God, Mr. Shins, would it kill you to live a little? With a groan, Haley shuts the door with a sharp thud. I kind of feel bad. You know she means well, but there's no need to get all huffy about it. You shrug and pull out the rest of your notes. Can I understand Haley being upset that I wouldn't join her? I think I can. I think that, you know, it's nice to have people that want you around. And I think it's fair for her to be upset if she, because it seems like our Mr. Shins here is got his priorities maybe just a little bit out of order. Some might say no. But we compromised our relationship with Haley here a little bit. I feel bad about that. She'll probably get drunk at the party, be hungover in the morning, and forget all about it tomorrow. Oh, we can hope. You open your textbook to the chapter on symbiosis and compare it with your class notes. Your hours pass by, and you rub your eyes. The chapter is becoming familiar enough that you're practically able to recite the book entries by heart. But it's still not enough. What if it's just a fluke? What if you're only doing well due to the resources in front of you? Maybe it would be a good idea to do outside research, just to further your own understanding. You dig through your book bag for anything you haven't already read through. No good. Besides your ecology book, there's nothing else that has any relevant knowledge for the upcoming exam. You sigh and tap your phone. 10 p.m. Time for another late night library run. Good thing it's open all day and all night. One of the great things about college. You zip up your sweater and grab your book bag, emptied out in case you need more than one book. The air is crisp and smells like wet leaves. You've done this trek out to the library late at night many times. It's a nice opportunity to stretch your legs and get a whiff of fresh air after being hunched over your desk like a shrimp for who knows how long. You've always joked to yourself that if this was a horror movie, this is where you totally start hearing things or see a ghost down the sidewalk. Luckily, this isn't a horror movie, and ghosts don't exist. Or at least, that's what you like to tell yourself. But even you notice exactly how quiet it is tonight. You can't even hear the crickets chirping. Weird. You power walk the rest of the way to the library. With the dim glow of the library lights, the only person you see is the librarian with their back turned. They must be putting books away or something. The lights go out. Is someone pulling a prank in the library? It takes a moment for your eyes to adjust to the sudden darkness, and you pull out your phone to use as a flashlight. You shine the light towards the librarian. Maybe they'd be able to scold whichever student turned out the lights. Hey, you need a light? That's odd. She was right there. Maybe she already left to figure out the light situation. You shrug to yourself and make your way over to the bookshelves. You run your fingers over the spines as you scan the aisles for the book you need. Campbell, Carden, Carling, there it is. Ecology and the Evolution of Plant Microbiomes by Vivian Carrion. Oh, what the hell was that? Really? Are there people making out or something here? That's gross. Some people are trying to study and actually get a degree here. You follow the sound at the end of the row. Hey, you shouldn't be. Run. You run. You run like hell through the aisles. You turn the corner into one of the library study rooms and hide behind the door. What is going on? Was that really the librarian? Is this all some elaborate Halloween prank? What was that sound? Now, in any other horror movie, this would be the point where the dumb protagonist goes towards the sound. You are not that kind of protagonist. You decide to wait just a little longer. You cover your mouth to be as silent as you possibly can. What the fuck was that? You close and gently turn the lock on the study room door. The librarian and that student looked gaunt and walking with all the sloppiness of a freshman after their first frat party. Almost as if they were zombies? You hold your head in shame. Of all the horror scenarios to be put in, it just had to be a zombie apocalypse. On the bright side, if the zombie apocalypse is actually a thing, at least you aren't in the middle of a giant crowd. Oh no. Leon, Sophia, Haley, all of them are at a party with the entire campus invited. You take out your phone. Maybe you can either call your friends or check the news or social media to see if hashtag zombie apocalypse is trending or not. Let's call Haley first. She's our roommate. You first text Haley asking if she's okay. But the fact that she isn't... Oh. Sorry, I just lost my headphones. The sound mix here has gotten rather loud, so I'm going to just check that we're not too loud in the mix. No, we're okay. You first text Haley asking if she's okay, but the fact that she isn't immediately replying gives you the sense that something isn't right. Maybe she's just busy having fun at the party, but normally she would text you back faster than you could swap apps. This is an urgent matter. This is an urgent enough matter. You call her. Hey, bestie. Haley, are you... I can't answer the phone right now, but if you just leave a little message, I'll get back to you, okay? Thanks, bye. You roll your eyes and hang up the phone. Yeah, I used to think that kind of thing was funny. I hate it now. I don't like it when people... I don't like messages that pretend to be them picking up the phone. Worst thing you could have in a zombie apocalypse. All right. Let's try calling somebody else. We'll call Sophia. You call Sophia, and she picks up almost immediately. Hello, Mr. Shins? Sophia, are you okay? What's going on out there? I don't know. I was at the party, and next thing I knew was that people were running and screaming. I really don't know what's going on. She sounds worried and a little confused. Where are you? I'm at Comet Cafe. I managed to lock myself in here through all the chaos. Okay, stay there. I'll try and figure out what's going on. Okay, Mr. Shins, but please, be safe out there. She hung up. Okay, she's at Comet Cafe. Thankfully, it sounded like Sophia wasn't in any immediate danger. Let's try calling Leon. You call Leon, and he picks up after a couple rings. Hello? Leon, are you okay? What's going on? I'm fine. Can't talk for long. I think it's still out there. Leon's talking in such a hushed tone. You wonder if those zombie things are around him as well. Where are you? Is Sophia with you? I don't know what's happening, but I'm near the courtyard and the boy... Leon, hello? Well, that call ended abruptly. You try calling him again, but no answer. Leon said he was near the courtyard and the boy... Wow, what an unfortunate timing for his phone to presumably die. You really hoped he was going to say he was in the boy's bathroom. Social media is a good check. You open one of the social media apps on your phone and scroll through your feed. You don't follow anyone that goes to your school besides Leon, Sophia, and Haley, so it's a little difficult to gauge what's going on in campus. The good news is that hashtag zombie apocalypse is not trending anywhere, so perhaps the world isn't going down in flames. News it is. You check the news to see if they have anything to say about your current situation, but nothing comes up. Only best costume awards, jack-o'-lantern carvings, and other Halloween festivities. From what Leon said, it sounds like something big happened at the Halloween party. Maybe that's where the zombies are coming from. It's possible that your friends could be in danger. Should you call the police? No, the police would never believe you. Calling about zombies on Halloween of all days? You take a deep breath. In any emergency event, going through it with a calm head and a clear plan is your best chance for survival. This study room seems safe enough to take your time and decide what to do next. You take out your phone and open a map of the school. Okay, what do we have here? There's a parking lot, dorm room, where I am now, the library, the school store, lecture hall, the greenhouse, professor's office, ecology hall, courtyard. So that's somewhere around there is where Leon is. Bathrooms, yeah, that's where Leon is. And the Comet Cafe. So we want to get to Sophia first because she's closest. Do I need anything? Let's try and go to the cafe. Like, what do you need to fight off zombies? I don't think there's going to be anything at the school store. Let's go to the cafe. Or can I? Oh, this is not a fast travel system. Okay. You have where you want to go. No, wait. Can I go back? The parking lot. No, I want to go to the cafe. Can I not go to the cafe? Or do I have to go like point to point? Oh, okay. I can't just skip to the cafe. Okay, you have where you want to go, but now, how do you get out of here? Well, we don't want to go out the front door because that's where the zombies are, right? The window's right there. That seems like it's a good bet. It's right next to us. The study room windows are here on the first floor are able to open. The study room windows here on the first floor are able to open, so they aren't super stuffy in the summer. Okay. You slide open the window and climb out, making your way towards the school. You sneak through the halls towards the lecture hall, cautious of any zombies. A sickening, dry, metallic scent wafts down the halls. The janitor. You hesitate to immediately rush to his side. What if he's one of them? You use the broom beside the body to prod at him. His body flops over with no signs of life. Or in this situation, there's no signs of undead life. By the blood and residue on the broom's bristles, you can gather that he really tried to put up a fight before getting overrun. You set the broom down. Oh, hey, this is interactive. Okay. I don't know why I would check in the garbage cans or whatever. I don't see what could be relevant on here. So we'll just go in here, right? A humble desk sits at the front of the room. You search the desk. It's mostly empty except for a few quizzes stuffed in a manila folder and an unwrapped granola bar. You figure as much. This room is used by multiple teachers from the other departments. Yeah, this is what I wanted to click on. There is a body near the teacher's desk. Well, half of one anyway. It looks like one of the older professors. You think you've seen him around, but you've never had any classes with him. Poor guy was probably close to retirement, too. There's a lanyard still across his neck with his title and emergency numbers on the back. Emergency codes. We have code red, code black, code silver, code blue, code swarm. Code swarm. Take the lanyard, yeah. Put the lanyard in your pack. You put the lanyard in your pack. Excuse me. What's this up here? You find a notebook left on the desk. The notes are very neat, and it looks like the book is used for multiple classes as indicated by the tabs. You crack open a random page. Any number with an exponent of 0 is equal to 1. Oh, ew, exponent laws. You shut the notebook and put it back. Okay, well, I think that's... I don't know why we would look in the garbage can. We can, though, but I really want to get to the cafe. There's a trail of blood leading to the door with a faint orange light coming from it. Yeah, what have we got to lose? Psst, this isn't a horror movie. There's no way your adventure would be this cliched. You follow the trail in the doorway and into the darkness. You go into the room and see one lone jack-o'-lantern. How cute. It has a cat face on it. Whoops. I made a bad choice. Ending, 0 clue. Why would you go into the dark room? I don't know what I was thinking.
Why would you do that?
I don't know why I would do that.
Why would you ever do that?
I don't know why I would ever do that. Okay, let's back up. Back. No. Don't go in. Trail of blood that leads to a weird doorway? Yeah, no thanks. That was the correct answer. Okay, how do we get, go back. Can I leave this place? Map, yes. Okay. Now that we're here, can we go to the cafe? Oh, the best and only coffee chain on campus. Sophia might be there. You have to go through the courtyard to get there. Okay, so courtyard. Crouching by the courtyard doors, you assess the situation. Wavering figures roam the courtyard. You need to have a plan if you want to make it past them alive. Cry. I can create a distraction, fight the zombies, I don't know, or cry. Well, let's create a distraction. How do you create the distraction? I don't know. Mock the zombies, sneak around the outer edge of the courtyard, run past them. Okay, let's save. Let's try sneaking around the outer edge. So the plan is, step 1, distraction. Step 2, sneak. Step 3, find Sophia. Step 4, find Leon. Yeah, I think I need something, like, I don't know what attracts the zombies besides myself. So maybe we need to go look around campus first. The store. The school store has a security gate to block off the store and protect it from thieves when it's closed. Well, shoot. You wonder if you'll be able to find a key to open the gate somewhere. The power is out, so there will be no security alarm to worry about. Well, in the lecture hall, wasn't there a janitor? Did we look at the janitor? There's a couple of bite marks around his neck and arms. Search the body, yes. You search the janitor's body and find a key ring on his belt loop. That's what we want. You won't be needing these anymore, I guess. You have obtained the janitor's keys. You put them in your backpack. Okay, now let's go to the store. The school store has a security gate to block off the store and protect it. We already read that, sorry. You cycle through each key on the janitor's key ring. With the third key, you successfully open up the gate. Yes, let's lock it behind us. You lock the gate behind you, better safe than sorry. Besides, there shouldn't be any zombies in here. The store would have been closed hours ago when it was still safe as far as you know. You make your way in and start gathering supplies. First, to find the essentials. First aid kit, duct tape. Great. The zombie tugs at the security gate. You inch away slowly. You pick up a nearby flashlight and shine it directly in its eyes. Zombie lets go of the gate to shield itself from the light and runs away. So the zombies don't like light, huh? This little flashlight might not work against a pack of zombies, but maybe you can use it to protect yourself against one. You put the flashlight in your pocket for quick access and continue getting supplies. Okay. So snacks are always good. You could really go for some chips right about now, but the crunch might alert some nearby zombies. Best to save the snacking for when you get out of here. I went straight for the snacks.
You went straight for the snacks.
What do we have? We have electronics and utilities. Let's look at electronics first. Under normal circumstances, you wouldn't dare walk down this section. Overpriced flash drives, headphones, and speakers hang on the shelves. You pick up a speaker that's compatible with your phone and look at the back specifications. It's loud, battery powered, and works remotely. Take the speaker? Yes, maybe that could be our distraction. What about utilities? Since the store is basically the only place to shop on campus, they try to stock all the essentials for living. You grab a shopping bag from the checkout area and start to fill it with the essentials. First aid kit in case of zombie-related injuries, a roll of duct tape to repair whatever. Excuse me. A box cutter since they don't sell knives. Then a couple rolls of toilet paper just in case duty calls. You put the essentials in your backpack, but keep the box cutter in your pocket for easy access. The featured book on display is It's Fine Unless It's Not. Mental health tips and strats. You take a look at the back of the book. It's mostly touching on common sources for undergrad stress like academic, social, financial, and familial matters. Under normal circumstances, you probably should be taking this with you, though they probably don't have anything helpful for surviving a zombie apocalypse. Place the book back on its display. There's something at the counter here. Just kind of checking all the things. You've always seen these lighters by the checkout counter. I've never had a reason to buy one before. Take a lighter? Why not? You take a lighter and put it in your backpack. Okay. I think we have ransacked the store. Let's go back to the map. Now we'll go to the courtyard. Okay, so first part of the plan is create a distraction, use the speaker. And as they are running towards the speaker, I will sneak around the outer edge of the courtyard, find Sophia in the cafe, and find Leon in the bathroom. So the plan is distraction, sneak, find Sophia, find Leon. Yep, that's the plan. Let's save again. We'll just overwrite this one. Confirm. Okay. Yep, that's the plan. You have your plan. Now it's go time. You connect the speaker to your phone and roll it away from the cafe. Time to play the loudest song you know. The Hero Swarm opening theme. The zombies rush towards the sound. Now's your chance. The Halloween stands and bushes provide good cover as you sneak around the outer edge of the courtyard. You pull open the cafe door, a little surprised they weren't locked. Though the doors are heavy enough and you'd seriously doubt zombies would be smart enough to know how to pull them open. The knife. Excuse me. The game makes me laugh. Which then makes me cough. Mr. Shins, you've made it. Sophia, whoa, hey, watch where you're pointing that thing. Huh? Oh, right. Abrupt change in music. I like that we have the pumpkin latte there. Sophia lowers the knife and you bring her in for a hug. I'm so glad you're safe. I'm glad you're safe too. I see you've already armed yourself. Yeah, I found this in the kitchen. Once I heard screaming, I figured better safe than sorry. Clever girl. Did you find anything else useful? Not unless you consider pumpkin syrup and a copious amount of coffee cups useful. You sigh and shake your head. Are we the only ones left? I don't think so, but I'm not certain. Leon said that he was in the bathroom on the other side of the courtyard. You and Sophia gaze through the window. The zombies are still grouped up around your distraction. We might be able to cut behind the stage in the courtyard. That might be our best bet. We should go while we still have the chance. Right. Lead the way. Behind the DJ stage, you and Sophia creep your way towards the boys' bathroom. Something grabs hold of you by the ankle from under one of the tables. Mr. Shins? Pink manicured nails grip the end of your jeans. Haley! You rush to the ground to help her up and bring her in for a hug. Mr. Shins, what's going on? I'm scared. You're alive. Are you okay? Yeah, I think I was making out with some guy behind the cafe. Then he went to get a drink and... Mr. Shins, we need to get out of here. And he didn't come back. Oh, and he didn't come back. Haley is visibly shaken. You rub her shoulder gently. Through her running mascara, she cracks a small smile in response. But I'm glad to see you out of the room for once. You had to say it. Yeah, come on. Let's find a way out of here. Oh no! Haley! Haley falls flat on her face. She grasps towards you, trying to wriggle free from the zombie gnashing its teeth deep in her ribs. Mr. Shins, get it off, please. I don't want to die. Sophia grabs you by the arm. Mr. Shins, we have to go. It's too late. No, we gotta help. We have to help. You can't. Hey, Mr. Shins, are you okay? Mr. Shins? It's 2, right? 1 plus 1? Good. A cold hand pats you on the head. 4 minus 1 equals 3. So smart. A cold hand pats you on the head. Uh, 9. Good kid. A cold hand pats you on the head. If 5 plus 5 equals x plus 2, okay, so order of operations is important here, right? So what is the value of x? Oh no, I can't think. So 5 plus 5 is 10. So the value of x should be 8. That's one possible answer. Wonderful. The cold hand pats you on the head. What is going on? Why are we doing math? Oh no. Looks like I'm getting my GRE all over again. Okay, so order of operations, we have everything within the thing, so let's see. Oh, Gene Machine. Math, don't disappoint me. You're gonna be disappointed. So 398 times 9, that's 3582. Plus 1134. That's 4716 times 0. It's all times 0. If I got my order of operations correct, right? So we do everything in there first. So it's times 0 is 0, right? And then we do the subtraction. So 1 minus 0 is 1. So that's 1 over 42 plus 8, which is 50. Okay, so we've got 50. 2 to the power of 2 is 2 times 2 is 4. So 50 times 4 is 200. So it's 1. So the answer is 1. Oh, G Machine says no. You can do better than this. Oh, well, help me out here, G Machine. Come on. What is your value? Go ahead, clip it. You can clip it in the chat, sir. I got my order of operations wrong, didn't I? Ah. Where are we? Oh. You blink slowly. Your head is still spinning and you feel nauseous. Am I just going to accept that we lost Haley that way? Are you okay, Mr. Shins? Here, I'll clip it right now. I'll clip it. I saved you the trouble, Gene Machine. Sophia twirls a ruler in her hand and comes to your side. She gently touches your hand as you try to shake yourself back into reality. We're in one of the lab rooms back in school. In case you were wondering, I was, thank you. It all happened so quickly. We ran a long way. You collapsed the moment we got in. You try breathing slowly and rub your temples. You remember being out in the courtyard with Sophia trying to find Leon. That's right, Sophia got eaten. Or no, Haley got eaten. But you found Haley. You shut your eyes, cover your mouth with your hand, and hold back a gag. She was terrified and there was nothing you could do. You feel even sicker. I'm sorry. Wait, Mr. Shins. You push past Sophia and dash to the nearest bathroom. You make it to the toilet just in time to purge the evening's events. Tears run down your face until it's finally over. You flush it all away and head to the sink. You look atrocious. But at least the nausea's gone. You wash your hands and splash water on your face. Ah! Oh, wow, okay. No, Leon, you! You're frozen in place and cannot bring yourself to move a single muscle. Come on! Sophia grabs your hand and forcibly drags you back to the lab and locks the door behind you both. She peers out the classroom window. Whew, okay, so I pretty much lost all my friends except Sophia. I wonder if there's a way for me to get everybody. Like if I go back in time, like if we go to Leon first, maybe that makes a difference. You shouldn't have run off like that. But it looks like we're okay now. Sorry, but thanks for just now. It's okay, I understand. But listen, as long as we stay together, we'll get through this. I promise. Sophia smiles at you warmly. It fills you with an optimism that you haven't felt since freshman orientation. Well, what now? Well, while you were out, I found this in one of the desks. I think it's a map of the maintenance tunnels. If we can get to the electrical room on the first floor, that should lead down to the generator room shown here. You've heard of amusement parks and hospitals having maintenance tunnels. Makes sense that the school would have them as well. What about this note? Meeting 0278 p.m. So probably room 27 at 8 p.m. I'm not sure. It was folded with the map. You put the map and note in your backpack. I'm feeling a bit better now. We should get moving. Okay. So, we've already been to the school store. The entrance to the maintenance tunnels are here. I'm able to restore power to. Way to the lecture hall, which we've been to. Ecology hall. A hall that doesn't look so familiar anymore. And professor's office. Where is the professor? He said he was going to be there. Maybe we should go try and find him. That might be a good idea. Though getting there, we've learned, might be difficult. Let's see what happens. Before we do, I'm going to save. I've had a hard time with it. I might go back to this one on my next playthrough. Okay. And return. Did you lose how many? Should I even ask? I'm not going to ask.
I didn't like any of my endings.
You didn't like any of your endings? Oh, no. Oh, no.
They were all great, though.
Okay.
They were all good endings, but they were bad good endings.
I don't see why we should go to the ecology hall, but we do want to find the professor. Wait. This is his office. He said he was going to be at the ecology hall, not his office.
Did he?
I can't remember.
Well, you better investigate.
Oh,
that
shoot.
then.
Oh,
Sorry.
shoot. Okay. Let's go to the ecology hall. I think that's where he said he was going to be. Oh my God. What the fuck? They're everywhere. Fleshy red tentacles scatter the walls and ceiling. Each eye follows you as you pass them by. I think we might need to leave.
Can I borrow you for 2 seconds?
Let's look at this. There's a face near the stack of jack-o'-lanterns that looks like it's like it's imitating the cat face. Wasn't this the cat face pumpkin that we saw just before we died? That's interesting. It's imitating the cat face. Okay, let's check this. The windows here aren't covered by the red tentacle stuff. Maybe we could escape this way? You go over to the window and look down at the courtyard. There's nothing inside that could possibly break your fall. It wouldn't be safe to try and jump out the window. Fungi root systems is written on the whiteboard. It was the topic of today's lesson. I remember that. No other classes in this room today use the whiteboard? It's at this desk. Someone left their jacket here. You search the pockets to see if there's anything useful. The left pocket is littered with gum wrappers, but you find a cell phone in the right. Leia Louie. Leia Louie. They said the meeting is at 8. What was the code to the lab again? Have confidence that your passion will find the truth in the night. That's the code? Check the bottom. Oh, okay. Well, this is weird. Who doesn't put a passcode on their phone? Take the phone? Yes. That is that plant over there. You lock the cell phone and put it in your backpack. A lush planter sits beside the windowsill looking as healthy as ever. Dig through the soil, leave the plant alone, look under the pot. You lift up the pot and see that there's a label on the bottom that says WCHRY-7. Okay? Let's see. Well, what about this pot? The Gerberas are sitting without a care in the world. Gerberas? I don't know. Good for them that it's not Valentine's season. You're pretty sure Professor Fields has a side gig just selling these. Pick up the pot and see that there's a label at the bottom that says GDSY-5. What about this? This plant is aloe vera. Your family used to own one of these to help alleviate your sunburns when you were a kid. And in fact, I have one right outside my front door just for that purpose. You pick up the pot and see that there's a label at the bottom that says aloe-2. What about this one? Bright red flowers sit in the corner of the room. Not specific, this is an ecology class. Are they carnations? What are they? Look under the pot. You pick up the pot and see there's a label on the bottom that says Carn-3. Oh, they are carnations. Hey. A hanging planter fully in bloom. Come to think of it, it's out of season. You look up and see that there's a label on the bottom of the pot that says QNNI-0. Oh, and this one too. A lush planter sits beside the windowsill looking as healthy as ever. Looking under the pot, you peek under the pot and see there's a label on the bottom that says Fern-9. Okay, I don't want to dig through the soil because I have the sneaking suspicion that that's how we get zombies. You search through the drawers of the teacher's desk at the front of the class. The confiscated Halloween mask is still in there. You weren't able to see how it worked earlier in the day, but the mask has the option to either constantly laugh or laugh at the press of a button. Take the mask? Why not? You gently place the mask in your backpack. Last thing I need is a jump scare. Okay, just take a look in the backpack. Look at all this stuff. Okay, I need to remember, like, will the game remember that code for me? Because I won't remember it. WCHRY-7. Hopefully I remember that. Okay, anything else in here? Let's go back. What's this? Sophia is staring at the human centipede poster. Sophia? You okay? Oh, yes. I was just admiring the art here. Okay. All right. Let's, we can go check the professor's office. We're just going to save. Now I'm totally paranoid since I died already. Save and return. Professor's office got it bad. Look at the computer. He's obviously not here. The desk. Oh, admiring the paintings. That's my specialty. Professor Field's painting of a field. The books. Professor Field has an array of books. Look through a book? Sure. Advances in applied microbiology. Smut fungi. Well, seems like we might get some information here. There's a bookmark section labeled Killers of Humans, Harmful Molds and Fungi. The paragraph you skim says there's 5 known fungi and molds that are most capable of harming humans. Aspergillus, Fusarium, Lamentaspora, Cedosporum, and Mucomycetes. I'm sorry if I'm butchering these names. You wouldn't even want to try pronouncing some of those names. You return the book back to its rightful spot on the shelf. Okay, what else was there? Smut fungi. You snicker at the title. You have a feeling the book isn't what you expect it to be, though. Surely enough, you flip through the beginning pages of the study and learn that smuts are fungi characterized by large numbers of thick-walled spores. They mainly cause plant disease and hijack the plant's reproductive systems until they burst and release the spores to infect other nearby plants. You return the book back to its rightful spot on the shelf. The Mystery of Fungal Networks. When you pick up the book, it's a lot lighter than what you'd expect from a book of its size. Inside, you find that the pages have been hollowed out to contain a small brass key. Yes, let's take that key. Look at the computer. The power of Professor Field's computer is basically useless, so of course, I forgot the power's out. Professor Field said this desk was custom made for him by a friend of his. You sift through each of the professor's drawers and find a variety of papers and stationery. The bottom drawer doesn't seem to be open. Sophia gently touches the little plant sitting on the desk. Looks like an Echeveria of some kind. Brass engraved decorations accent the front panel of the desk. If you crouch down, you can see there's a small keyhole just below the center decoration. Well, let's try it. Use the brass key. You insert the brass key into the keyhole. Swarm Handbook. The compartment springs open. Inside you find a small pocketbook with an embossed insignia. The bottom part of this sign looks like the Hero Swarm logo. Swarm handbook. Like Hero Swarm? Why would the professor hide something like this? Is he that much of a closeted fan of the show or something? I think we're getting the wrong conclusions immediately, Mr. Shins. You put the handbook in your backpack. You can read it in detail later. Let's check the backpack. Can we actually read it? Oh, wow. Look at this. Next page. What is the Swarm? The organization known as the Swarm is a peacekeeping and protection organization with squadrons all across the universe. The Swarm was founded to eradicate mycorrhizal palladicides, aka mycors, a legion of parasitic planet killers. The Swarm main headquarters, aka the Hive, is a space colony in Redacted Sector. The Hive assigns Swarm members missions. The Swarm is a secret organization in order to maintain balance and prevent conflict with world governments. Swarm members may undergo training in a designated Swarm Academy. Once members graduate, they will be assigned a call sign. Swarm researchers do not require any Swarm designated training and may be recruited if recognized to excel in their field of research. Additional roles within the Swarm may be hired without Swarm Academy training, but are given a lower security access levels than pilots and researchers. These roles may include clerical work. Swarm divisions. Swarm is made up of 3 main divisions: Luna Swarm, Nova Swarm, Terra Swarm. Luna Swarm, the ground team responsible for evacuations, conservation, and protection of life forms. Luna Swarm squadrons are usually assigned to scour and explore the cosmos and search for planets that mycors have come into contact with. Luna Swarm squadrons usually work in tandem with Nova Swarm squadrons in order to optimize saving planets with life forms. Nova Swarm, the strike team responsible for mycor eradication. Squadrons are assigned to planets to take out the seed sources and any mycors that spawn from them. Nova Swarm wardens are meant for high offensive capabilities at the cost of lower utility capabilities. Terra Swarm, the rebuilding team responsible for terraforming, revitalization, and resource production. Terra Swarm squadrons rebuild planets that were destroyed by mycors. Food and supplies for the Swarm are usually created by Terra Swarm members and distributed to other divisions. Terra Swarm wardens are meant for construction and defense against hostile life forms that may not be mycors. About squadrons. Squads are selected from the number of applicants. Hive operatives will supply members of their squad and sector assignments according to aptitude ratings, sector danger levels, and personality profiles. Squadrons are typically made up of frontline pilots, operators, and engineers. Other squadrons can include more than 1 member per role depending on the rank of the members of the conditions of the sector they are assigned to. Squadrons may be composed of 3 to 10 individuals. Each squadron is assigned a space station that serves as the HQ for the squadron, though other people can also live in the squadron station, such as family members or friends that are given clearance. Stations are assigned via the Swarm rating system. This rating compiles individual aptitude ratings, personality profiles, and mission experience to determine each member's Swarm rating. I did not expect any of this. Squadron roles. There are 3 main roles. Frontline pilot, primarily in the field, but operators and engineers can be called into the field if the situation calls for it. Frontline pilots that tasks often deal with combat or protection. Operate wardens, but are also trained in weaponry and hand-to-hand combat. They must carry out orders and strategies based on data provided from operators. Support operator, in charge of analytics, strategy, information regarding Swarm missions. They provide frontline pilots direction and information while in the field. Operators can also be assigned to reconnaissance and scouting. For that reason, their wardens are generally more suited for stealth and support, may specialize in medical training. Mech engineer, maintain and repair wardens, equipment, or weapons needed by squadrons, may be capable of developing or inventing their own warden technology or equipment. Generally built sturdy, brandishing heavy artillery for defensive purposes and breaking fortified structures. We could use one of those guys right now. Wow. mycor basics. The Swarm was founded to eradicate mycorrhizal palladicides, or mycors for short, a legion of parasitic planet killers. They infect the planet in stages, drain the planet of all life, then trigger an explosion from the planet's core in order to spread its spores to other regions of the galaxy. These spores are known as seed sources and serve as the command center and ground zero for mycor infection and infestation. There are 3 known types of mycors that can infect planets: R, A, and N. Redivivus, Albus, and Nero. Mycores will not take damage from normal blades or ammunition. Weapons created for mycore eradication must have hard light properties or will be deemed ineffective. The use of fire is encouraged for a slow yet reliable tactic of eradicating mycores. Light may be effective against organisms that are freshly infected but may not harm those that have undergone an advanced stage of infection. Type R are the most dangerous type for organic beings. They slowly take over organisms to create a hive mind. I think that's what we must be seeing here, yes? Seed resources often fuse with organisms to create a skyscraper-sized golem or beast. They sense no foreign, once type I sense no foreign life on a planet, the seed source will burrow to the core of a planet and cause an explosion. It typically exhibits a reddish hue. Precautions must be given to not be bitten by type Rs or ingest any body fluid or substance previously pertaining to a type R mycore. Possible properties of type R mycores: abnormally pale skin, sharp teeth, black sclera, red iris, stretched smile, flesh tissue protrusions, additional eyes, root-like appendages, additional mouths, merging of form with other bodies. And then we have type A, primarily use flora and plant life as their means of infection. Albus seed sources take the form of giant fungi obelisks. These obelisks are stationary and use flora such as vines or roots as a means of self-defense. Type A spread using big white puffy fluffy spores. Contact with spores can cause skin irritation or respiratory difficulties. Heavy protection must be used when combating and encountering type A. Prolonged respiration may lead to the use of vent recovery, incapacitation, or possible petrification. Each obelisk has a core or heart which must be destroyed before planetary cleanup can occur. This will halt or destroy the network depending on how far the infection is spread. A complete type A takeover will claim inorganic matter in its powdery spore blanket. Organic matter will also render petrified living only as another appendage to the fungi amalgamation. This is the most curable of the mycore types if caught in an early stage. And then Nero has a sticky tar-like appearance, also grows central bodies or fungi-like obelisks throughout the host planet to spread the infection more efficiently, has a high density to seep in and cut through bodies of water in the seafloor and further. Any living organism caught in the sticky tar is rendered immobile and may suffocate if completely submerged, which then the organism melts to become part of the fungal network. Type N dissolve and absorb organic matter plus organisms, thus making infection slow and difficult depending on the strain. This typically happens after an organism is absorbed or after an ingestion of type N. Some subspecies of type N are able to recompile organisms after dissolving them, mutating the host DNA until they turn into plasmoid-like semi-solid entities. Early signs of infection include physical changes in appearance, such as dark circles under the eyes, increased production of sweat, body oils, and sluggish behavior. Increased hunger is also common. Wow. Okay. I'm glad we got this information. I feel like I know what's happening now. Okay. What's in the garbage can? You find a couple of peanut chocolate candy wrappers. Must be the professor's favorite. All right. Back to the map. So professor is not here. It's time to go to electrical, I think. So, this has got to be a type R infection, right? You don't normally pay much attention to the electrical room since the door is usually locked and closed, usually. You carefully open the door and listen closely. Doesn't sound like there's any zombies in there. Watch my back. I'll check to see if the coast is clear. Rect. Hey, Rect. Rect says, stopping by to say hello, and I hope you're enjoying the game. Thank you, Rect. Appreciate you stopping by. Yeah, I am enjoying it. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. I'm scared, but I'm getting through it. Sophia gives an understanding nod and readies her knife. But remember, a knife isn't going to work. We need fire. Okay. You peek into the room. Seems like it's safe. You gesture for Sophia to come in with you. Sophia gasps at the sight of the generators. They're covered in the red zombie flesh that has been crawling around the rest of the school. You walk around the tentacles and check the rest of the machinery. Some of it looks bashed in. There's no way for zombies to be smart enough to purposely target the power supplies. Something's up. I don't think we're going to get the generators on. Red vine-like tendrils cover the door. Let's shine the light on them. You take out the strong flashlight and shine the beam on the tendrils. With a soft hiss, they disintegrate away. You push open the door and gaze at the descending staircase. I don't suppose the elevator down works. Elevators don't sound like a good idea right now. Yep, very wise, Sophia. I think you're right. Right. You take a deep breath and lead the way down into the darkness. Large generators fill most of the room, but all of them have been covered by the red flesh roots. They're down here too. Looks like it. At least the door out of here looks safe. You carefully open the door. No sign of enemy zombies so far. Which way, left or right? Let's flip a coin. Let's go left. There's a door straight ahead of you and another hall to your right. Let's check the door. Enter the passcode. Oh no! Oh, I should have. Oh, darn it. Can I check my backpack? I don't think I didn't take any notes, so I'd have to go back up and try and remember what those passcodes were again. Okay, no, not gonna work. So we'll go to the hallway. You ignore the door before you go down the right hallway. Peer down the hall towards the supply room. Nothing but whatever entity has attached itself to the doors appears down the corridor. You're almost expecting a zombie to come running down the hall towards you at any moment, but you feel like it's been oddly quiet. Not to say that you'll be lowering your guard at any point. Sophia skips ahead of you and looks down each hall. The left hall is a dead end. It is, except for those doors. Right hall it is. The two of you check the hall to the trash compactor. It's blocked off. You check the way to the storage room. It's also blocked off, leaving you with only one way to go. I feel like we're getting railroaded. Railroaded? Railroading is when you're unfairly forced or led to do something. Like when video games give you a bunch of options, but they all actually result in the same thing. Oh, but there were lots of choices up until now. Yeah, but down here all the other options were blocked off. It's like somehow the zombies wanted us to get down here. I see. With a big sigh, you turn the handle on the door before you. It's locked. You take out the janitor's key ring and try every key until the door opens. It's the professor! Sophia, Mr. Shins, my two brightest pupils. I'm so glad you're here. Professor Fields, welcome to our final class. If anyone has any questions, please ask them now. Do you control the zombies? You think we are mere zombies? We are so much more than mere zombies. Mycors, dear Mr. Shins. The correct term is mycors. And I do not simply control them. I am them, and they are me. Yeah, why bother teaching? Why did you even bother teaching your classes? Why even schedule an exam? I studied day and night for that exam. Well, I had to keep up appearances. But really, Mr. Shins, what you decide to do with your life is your decision to make. I never force anyone to study. I never force anyone to throw everything aside to focus on my exams. Professor Fields laughs. Really, it's an unfortunate yet inevitable part of the human life cycle. You're born, you grow up, you study, you get hired, you work, you die. Maybe you fall in love, maybe you have a family. But in the end, death comes for us all. Thus, why becoming one of the Mycors is truly groundbreaking. There is no death, there is no sadness, there is no misunderstanding. We get to be truly happy. And why am I still alive? My, a rather bleak question, don't you think? You could have infected me or killed me as soon as I stepped foot in here. Why me? Why am I still alive? You will have to thank your friend Sophia. Sophia? You're one of them? I'm sorry, Mr. Shins. She's been from the very beginning of the night. Her will is truly amazing. She was able to protect you all this time. In truth, I myself have been wanting to see you here before me. What? Why? I've always seen so much potential in you. You are the student I'm most proud of, truly. You deserve the choice I'm about to propose to you. Think carefully, but I will need an answer immediately. Will you join us? I want to become a Mycor spore people? No. I know I'm going to die now too. No. Mr. Shins, please reconsider. I don't want to hurt you. It's really not so bad, Mr. Shins. Won't you join us? No, 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 no. No. Please, join us. I feel like the game is trying to tell me something, but I'm going to refuse again. Sorry. I can't. If you join us, you won't have any worries. No thinking about tests or money or loneliness. Please join us. No, I don't want to. You can be happy with the rest of us. Haley, Leon, you and I, we can all be together forever. I don't want to live forever. How dare you? You were the one who took Haley and Leon away in the first place. There's no way that I'd ever join you. Shine the flashlight. You take out the flashlight and shine the light right in Sophia's eyes. She screams. You rush towards the door as Sophia screams and covers her eyes. Just as you reach toward the doorknob, you feel a sharp jab in your neck. Just kidding. That doesn't work on me. Mr. Shins, I think you need to sleep on it. Oh my God. Yet another nightmare? You turn off the alarm on your phone. Seems like a long night of studying. You fell asleep at your desk. Good morning, roomie. Did we just start the game over? Or is that the end? Your roommate Haley greets you in a disturbingly chipper for this time, chipper voice for this time of morning. Then again, it's rare to see her in low spirits. Good morning. Oh, you aren't supposed to be awake. You try to scream, but no sound escapes you. Did you have a nightmare? It's okay, Mr. Shins. I'm with you. Forever and always. Sophia takes a syringe from the nearby table. Good night, Mr. Shins. A wave of drowsiness passes over you. It gets harder and harder to keep your eyes open. Ending S. Sleep tight. Well, 2 of 14 endings. Goodness. Okay, so there's quite a lot. 3 of 10 achievements. Wow. Okay. That was, I think we call that a bad end. Wow, fantastic. I can't wait to go back and I think if I write down those door codes, I should have written them down when I saw them. I should have grabbed a pen and just wrote it down just in case that we can give it to me. Because that would have got me in that other door, I think. Wow, so many questions. So yes, this was Red Zero, developed by Nova Swarm. G Machine says, "Do you get a better ending if you do math?" I need to brush up on my order of operations. Shoot. 1 divided by 1. It's 1. But that wasn't the answer, obviously.
Tell G Machine to play the game.
My wife says to play the game, G Machine. It's not even the order of operations?
Tell me how it goes.
Darn it. I'm gonna have to revisit. So yes, this was developed by Nova Swarm. If you click the link in the chat that Nightbot is throwing up, it's also pinned at the top. You can download this game, play it. Please rate it if you play it. It helps the developers with the Spooktober Jam to get visibility and help them with the contest. So yeah, let's go ahead and take a little break, and we'll move on to the next game. Thank you to the developer for giving us permission to do this one. Let me go ahead and switch screens here. We'll be just chatting for a second. All right. Authentication. Okay, so before I get going here, this is protoViolence, and the developer is Motto.
Motto, yeah.
And
Jumping right in?
yeah, I'm jumping right in. Do you need something?
No, that's fine.
I was gonna ask you to look over something for me. Otherwise,
No, we're jumping right in. We're doing this.
Motto's great.
My wife says Motto is great. She has played this game. I, again, have not. So this is kind of a cold read. Hopefully my voice holds up.
I'll jump in because it's great.
And my lovely wife is standing in the gap. If I can't do it, she will jump in and read for me. So authentication. I don't know what this is. Can I type something?
Doesn't matter.
I can. Doesn't matter. Well, I mean, don't most people usually do, one of these? 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go.
What is wrong with
That worked. 9 times out of 10, when you don't know what the password is, it's that. People are lazy. Okay, again, this is a Spooktober game. Wow, I can't speak. Spooktober Jam game developed in 1 month by Motto. And yeah, I'm looking forward to getting into this. So go ahead and hit start. Oh, and I just wanted to check. Seems like the volume is okay. Would somebody in the chat, if you're there and if the volume is too high or too low, just give me a shout out, let me know. Over 2 decades ago, Dr. Iris Kai wrote me a recommendation for an up-and-coming international security agency. Back then, I was overjoyed. I had chalked it up to the usual trajectory of high-flying scientific careers. Getting into a growing field early, do good science while the fires of invention are still hot, then dip out with distinction before the coals grow cold. But maybe I was just projecting. The first time my name showed up in a cybernetics textbook, I called my parents and invited my friends to dinner at my favorite restaurant. Compare that to half a year ago when I got a write-up in the East Coast Medicine Review. I didn't even open the copy they sent me. I thought Iris's Inui was a little more advanced than my own. It was a nice party.
Ennui.
Ennui, thank you.
You're
I knew I was getting that word. I thought Iris's ennui was more advanced than my own. It was a nice party.
You can also pronounce the French and psycho killer.
She was surrounded by friends and coworkers, lauded by her peers, and praised by her subordinates. And the whole time, she looked hollow. Fear of retirement, I theorized. It couldn't be further from the truth. Stop. The organization I've dedicated my life to has always been at the forefront of cybernetics. Oh, I'm not saying stop. Stop is the organization. The bleeding edge, some would say. Yet they're pushing all the wrong boundaries, taking science, my science, in a cruel new direction that I cannot abide. My research is being used to experiment on children. That can't be IRB approved. Can it? Is there an IRB? What about a DSMB? Like, who's... Okay. You know,
Eugene's still watching.
yeah, Gene Machine is here, so
Gene Machine's gonna comment.
he can maybe weigh in.
Yay, Gene
Yeah.
Machine.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know much about private industry, but that's really frowned upon. Okay.
You're gonna have so many opinions. I love it.
But I'm not powerless, and the architects behind these new programs aren't fools. If I can present a proper case against this, show them the pain hidden between the numbers and the suffering they're whitewashing over in pursuit of percentage points, I have hope that things can still be made right. But that hope is dwindling. I thought I granted peace to the world with my research. Maybe all I did was wreathe a new Nero. What does that mean?
Killed while Rome burned.
G Machine says we're clipping this too. Okay, I'll go ahead and clip it. What did I do?
I look forward to you and Eugene's commentary.
Sorry for messaging you at this hour. Couldn't sleep. Having second thoughts? No. My transfer has already been approved. Next Monday I'm entering the Youth Training and Development Initiative as a supervisor, but, Iris, you've worked with STOP longer than I have. Can you tell me anything else about the YTDI? Nothing that'll help you sleep. Well, that's reassuring. I still can't believe this is happening. STOP's full of scientists, I never oversaw any of the projects directly. By the time the YTDI was founded, I was already on the way out. From my understanding, the program was based on your research. Specifically, the younger the patient, the better the cybernetic sync rate. That report was intended for STOP agents, not anyone under 18. Cybernetic enhancement is major surgery, even if we're giving someone a new eye or ear. There's all the anesthesia involved, intense PT regimens. Some volunteers needed immunosuppressants to sync with their enhancements. Can you imagine how painful that would be for a child? Well, higher-ups clearly felt differently. To them, the Youth Training and Development Initiative is for the greater good, educating and rehabilitating underprivileged children. So I just want to think about this for a second. Greater good is important. And, you know, if the subjects benefit, then that is kind of hard to argue with. If there's direct benefit to the population, the study population, then maybe it is a good thing. How does grafting dangerous technology onto a child have any positive outcome? What's the point? Where's the greater good in that? Oh, okay. When STOP was founded, that good was clear. Back when the world was in turmoil and cybernetics were getting slapped on terrorists and rebels in vet clinics and garages, STOP put an end to that. we put an end to that. Then we kept going, so it wouldn't happen again. And because we kept going, the world's now the safest it's been in decades. From presidents of the countries to STOP's very own higher-ups, the people in power are pleased with the new state of things. And they'll do anything they can to keep them that way. Like I said, not the best conversation topic if you're looking to put your mind at ease. But do try to get some rest, Deidre. From the sounds of it, you have a long week ahead of you. I'll do my best. May 13th, 27X. 2070 something. My first impression is that this place is beautiful. Natural light trickles through frosted glass, enveloping the courtyard below in a warm, if not softened glow. From the bridge I'm on, I can even see green. Grass, flowers, trees, an oasis of natural beauty, full of life. And full of laughing children. I can't help but wonder if I made a wrong turn. There's no stark surgical scrubs, no hospital gowns, and the air smells clean, not disinfected. But my eyes are inevitably drawn towards the towering column that pierces the building's center. It's a dark monument with few doors, no windows, and a very heavy shadow. My skin prickles. What purpose could... Not lost already, are you? My train of thought's grim path is cut short by a familiar, husky voice.
Angie, it's wonderful to see you again.
Oh, we've got voice acting in this game. Okay. Same to you, Deidre. As usual, her choice of words is formal, but I recognize the warmth hidden underneath them. It's been a long time since we've talked face to face. For sure. I didn't think we'd get to work together again. But not every career path's a straight line, right? No, definitely not. Happy as I am to be working with you, I was surprised to learn that you wanted to transfer here. To me, you were always married to the craft of cybernetics and nothing else? Huh, I guess that's one way of putting it. I suppose there's more to me than meets the eye. I suppose there is. So, I understand you're planning to write a case study on the work you're doing here at the YTDI. You were always more interested in theory than application. But then again, we're always a pioneer as well. I mean, it's a new program based on my research. Why wouldn't I want to observe it? Oh no, I think it's fantastic having you, of all people, here. In fact, no. I don't want to get too deep into discussion on your first day. Your time's valuable, so how about I give you a tour? Oh? Well, I did request one, but you don't have to... No, trust me. There's a lot here, more than we could cover in one day. But we should be able to go over the basics. And who better to help you find your footing than an old colleague? All right, all right. Where to first? Awesome. I'm not a professional tour guide, but I'd say the courtyard would be the best place to start. Lead the way. Character animation is like all the different expressions, a lot of movement. It's very, very good. So that's why there's so much greenery. Of course. Oh, I have a message on the... Sorry, I'll hold on one second. We want our trainees to be as healthy as possible, both physically and mentally. And while it might be hard to see it on an MRI, Being around trees and plants really does do wonders for the brain. No, Angie, I believe you. Actually, I think I feel it myself. We install it all for the trainees' sake, but if it helps the staff stay sane as well, that's a nice bonus. That reminds me, you should see the classrooms too. So, we'll take these stairs and go through these doors. Oh, after you, of course. And if we just go down this hallway, kind of a funny aside, I work in an academic setting that does research, and it looks kind of like this. We're here. Bit of a walk, isn't it? Must be easy to get lost. I suppose. But you get used to it. Anyways, this is where the trainees get educated. Oh. And what does that entail? Well, we've got all the core essentials. Maths, literacy, self-defense, and phys ed. Pardon? Physical education. No, I mean self-defense? Oh, don't make that face. It's not that serious. Gym mats and padded gloves and whatnot. At their age, the trainees couldn't hurt each other even if they tried. And do they ever try to hurt each other? The world's a dangerous place. Our trainees know that better than anyone. The earlier we teach them how to protect themselves, the better off they'll be. I suppose you're right. Bit of an awkward conversation here. I feel like we're at odds in what we believe is right for young children. But it's not all schoolwork and drills. They get to do fun stuff too. I mean, we passed an arts and crafts center just a moment ago. You should see some of the stuff they make in there. We might have the next Mark Rothko or Agnes Martin on our hands. I nod as if I know who those people are. I don't know who Rothko is? Okay. Fine art never was a favorite subject of mine. Oh, okay, that makes sense. Well, I'll have to check it out another time. Yeah, you oughta. Maybe I'm going about this the wrong way. You're here to do a detailed case study on a single trainee, correct? Yes, that's right. Why do you ask? Well, we've got a class going on right now. Should be literacy at this time of day. You're suggesting I choose my case study subject right now? Could give you a much better idea of what we do, seeing how the trainees actually go about their day. Come on, look over here. Don't worry, they won't notice us. They're all preoccupied with writing exercises, it looks like. This is a classroom. I've been in medical libraries with more noise. They're very well behaved. You can thank the people who designed the core curriculum for that. Our trainees are showing a 34% increase in memory retention compared to a same age control group, short and long term. That's very impressive, isn't it? The bell could ring right now and they'd still be glued to their work. If this were any other education program, they'd all be fiddling with their fine liners, glaring at the clock, doodling in the margins. Like that child over there? Right, that one. He's a bit of an outlier statistically. Really? But I thought your curriculum was, well, it's not 100% effective. Sometimes you get stragglers. But we don't leave them behind. All they need is a little extra motivation, There. The teacher's already taken notice. He's taking him to the front of the classroom. Is he being yelled at? Yelled at? The teacher might be raising their voice. Hold on. Why are the other children lining up with him? They didn't do anything wrong? Well, that's the extra motivation I was talking about. All new trainees get sorted into squadrons. Squadrons? Like soldiers? Like birds, I'd say. They're close-knit. We expect each squadron to fly at roughly the same pace. So if one member underperforms, the entire group is made aware of it. I know it all looks a little inflexible, but they're better off learning these rules early. I'm not sure that... He smiled at me. Oh, they're supposed to stand perfectly still for a full 5 minutes, so that's... Might have to refocus. I've made my decision. Oh, good. So which trainee... I want that boy to be my subject. May I ask why? I can't give a concrete answer. I suppose I'm going with my gut. That's not very scientific. Then why don't we call it an intuitive choice made by one of the world's leading cybernetics researchers? As I said, that particular trainee is something of a statistical outlier. Then taking a closer look at him should help us correct any inefficiencies in the program, no? I suppose I can't argue with that. All right, Dee. Here's where his quarters are. You're certain this is the one you want to use for your case study? Again, I've made my decision, Angie. Right, right. Just wanted to confirm. Trainee CO458. I repeat, trainee CO458. You've got a visitor. Oh, we don't give them names? Come over here and greet her.
Huh? A visitor?
Make it quick, please. She's a very busy lady with a lot to get done today. Oh. Wait a minute. You're the lady I saw in class. Yes, yes, very good. What's S4174 doing behind you? Shri wanted to come, so I let her. This really doesn't concern her. S4174, you can... It's not a big deal, is it? What's the harm in getting introduced to his roommate? Right. CO458, this is your cue to introduce yourself.
Well, allow me...
In a normal, timely manner.
Nice to meet ya. I'm Pavel. Though most of the people here only call me CO458.
Nice to meet you, Pavel. A number? Standard procedure. We try to keep things double-blind around here as much as possible. Plus, the first class had like 3 Emmas and 4 Quins, so... Right. What about you, lady? What's your name? Deidre. Deidre Destrange. You can call me Dr. Deidre if you want. Oh, not Dr. Destrange. I kind of like Dr. Destrange. Dr. Deidre? Dr. Deidre. Dr. Deidre. That's a nice name. Has anyone ever told you that? No, recently. Oh, do you want to introduce yourself too? Well, the floor is all yours. Hello. I'm, Shreya. You got this, Shree. Look, Dr. Deidre's waving to you. Oh, she's shy. Shree is my roommate. Normally we stick together. If I'm around, chances are she is too. I see. You two must be very close. Oh, we're besties. We never go anywhere without each other. Except for class. I wish we weren't in different squads. Hey, Dee. Not looking to interrupt here, but we don't have all the time in the world. I still need to show you around the research labs. Okay, let me just wrap up here. It's nice to meet you, CO458. Starting next week, I'll be interviewing you. Interviewing me? About what? About your hobbies, your classmates, your future. Lots of things like that. I want to know how you and your fellow trainees are doing in this program. Oh, I can do that. But I'm confused. Why me? Because I picked you specifically. And why did you pick me specifically? You stood out in class. I saw you and I thought you'd be interesting to talk to. Makes sense. My teacher says I'm like a dandelion in a field full of roses. That's one way of putting it. But wait, what about your friend? Just because I'm interviewing you doesn't mean you can't stick together.
Sound reasonable?
Yeah. It's a deal.
I love the quiet introductions. The way the scenes kind of quietly unfold. Sorry if I rushed you a bit back there. And if I came across as grouchy earlier, it's just, I've been working a lot of hours lately. It's tough out here. Angie, it's fine. Not like I was much better in the past. Oh God, don't remind me. When you were taking lead on artificial organ development, it was like you were in a trance. If I gave you one little tap on the shoulder, you'd snap up like a cobra or a rake. Yes, I remember how you put it. Those were dark times. By the time we pushed through development on the spleen, I never wanted to see another culture sample as long as I lived. Here. So, Angie, about those research labs. Right. From here, the fastest route would be... Case study report. May 13th, 2070X. Initial supervisory report. Though it has been advertised as a youth education program, it is my understanding that the purpose of the Youth Training and Development Initiative, YTDI, is to prepare its trainees for cybernetic enhancement and eventual employment within STOP. While it is known that biotech synchronization rates are inversely correlated to age, the side effects on individuals below the age of 18 are not fully understood at this time, and may be more severe than they would be on an adult mind and body. Furthermore, I have concerns about the purpose of the program and how its participants are selected. As supervisor, it is my intent to observe the YTDI's operations and ensure that the health and well-being of its trainees are being properly upheld. As part of my duties, I intend on engaging in a focused case study of trainee CO458 to observe his development under the YTDI's curriculum. For compliance purposes, our one-on-one conversations will be recorded. Dr. Deidre Destrange. June 13th, 2070X. Oh, this looks familiar. Except for the copy of Roachman. Really quick, I'm gonna take this opportunity to take a short break, get a drink, kind of refresh. It's been just over 2 hours, so I will be right back. Okay, thank you all for waiting. Back we go. Once more into the breach, dear friends. Okay, looks like I can look at the computer, so let's go ahead and do that. Interview with CO458. June 12th, 2070X. Excuse me.
All right, CO458. I've started recording. Before you fall over from all that wiggling.
Yay!
I'm just super excited. I'm glad to hear that. Mm-hmm. But you can relax. We're just talking today. Really? Whew. My cheeks are numb from all that grinning. I can imagine. I did the same thing in my school photos. You did? Mm-hmm. But I stopped because, well, it made me look like a dork? Harsh, but true. You still kind of do. Sasspot? Right. Have you ever been called something like that before? A dork? No, never. Well, maybe a few times. But the other kids don't know anything, so it's their loss. What don't they know? That when I grow up, I'm gonna be super famous and super pretty, and I'm gonna have 1 billion friends. I can see it now. But we're starting to veer off topic, and I only have so much time with you. So let's get right to business. Okay, what do you want to know? For today, I'd like to ask you 3 questions. Pop quiz, huh? Okay, I'm ready to go. Good. First, how did you come to be here? What do you mean? I mean, before you lived here and were part of the YTDI, where did you live? Well, before I got here, I lived in an orphanage. Oh. And what was that like? I don't remember much, but it was pretty lonely. There weren't many others there? No, there was a whole bunch of us, but we shared rooms and beds and the adults' attention. You weren't treated as an individual. Yeah, I wasn't treated as an individual. A lot of us ran around and it was pretty noisy, but I was always bored. When it wasn't mealtime, school time, or chore time, I was stuck in the common room with most of the others. And because we had to share so much, we fought all the time. No? Yeah. Like one time, I wanted to play with the Scrabble board, but another girl said I couldn't have it because all I did was trace the board's grid with my fingers. So I said to her, "Nuh-uh, that's how you play Scrabble." And she said, "You're always doing stuff wrong." And then I made a face at her. And then she pulled my hair. And then you both got into trouble, right? Yeah. I scratched her and she started crying. So I got punished. I found the rule book later. She was right. I was playing the game wrong. I said sorry, but the way I played was fun too. Interesting. You seem different than most of the others here. How were you picked for this program? I don't know. One day, these people in white clothes came to the orphanage. They didn't want to play or talk or anything. They just watched us for a week or so. Then this loud person told me and a bunch of other kids that we had a fright. I mean, a bright future ahead of us. And then they brought us here. You must have come a long way. I don't think so. I fell asleep on the bus because I couldn't sleep the night before. But when we got here, it wasn't even lunchtime. I see. Next question. Are you getting along with your squadron? Well, we're all supposed to get along with our squadron. I know. But it's okay. You can be honest. Okay. Most of my squad mates are boring apple polishers. They hate me just because the teachers get mad at me and make us stay in class for an extra 10 minutes. It's not my fault class is dull. And it's not like my doodles are bothering anyone. Did you know any of your squad mates back at the orphanage? No. For some reason, I was put in a different squad from everyone else I knew. Squad sorting must be done randomly, trying to avoid pre-established social grouping. Sorry, just had to jot something down. What about your roommate? What do you think of her? Roommate? You mean Shri? Well, she's really quiet most of the time, but once you get to know her, she's really smart and kind. And most importantly, she's my best friend. I remember. You told me that when you introduced her to me. Yep. She's also my first friend. And I guess my only one. When school's done, we talk about stuff and do things together. Oh, and she teaches me things. Like a few weeks ago, she taught me how to do my hair. So that's why you have a hairband there. Mm-hmm. I wear it all the time now. Anything else you do together? Filling in coloring books, playing Mary Mac or A Sailor Went to Tea. Oh, and we read. Though Shreya's way better than me at it. Like way better. I heard the teacher say she was 2 reading levels ahead of the rest of her squad. Wow, that's impressive. I know, right? She's so cool. And that brings me to my third and final question. When Shreya's not around, what do you like doing in your spare time? Sewing and knitting. When it's break time, I go to the arts and crafts room and make stuff. So far, I've made a placemat and a headband and a scarf. And I could show you them. I could show you them sometime if you want. I'd love to see what you've made. Yay! As for other stuff, teachers say it's not proper literature, but I like reading comics. There's a lot less words in Shreya's books, but they're filled with cool pictures. I wish my art was that cool. I'm sure you'll get there with practice. I'm one step ahead of you. That's why I doodle in class, so I can get good fast. Anything else you enjoy doing? Well, there's lots of stuff I want to try, but class and homework's always in the way. Blech. I'm sorry. I hope you get more free time in the future. Oh, I hope you can get more free time in the future. Yeah, me too. All right then. I think that's a good place for us to stop today. Huh? You're leaving already? I wish I could stay longer, but I'm afraid I need to catch up on work. Oh, I get it. You seem like a very busy lady, Dr. Deidre. More so than usual. But I should have time to dig out my Scrattle board. You have a Scrattle board? I do, right in my basement. Or was it in storage? Either way, I'll find it and then we can play. Whichever way you want, of course. Really? Mm-hmm. Don't underestimate me, though. I'm a Scrattle champion. Or I was. It's been a bit since I've last played. Whoa, a Scrattle champion. I have to go now. So here's a little thank you for all your help. What? What's this? It's a special sticker. For if you scratch it. Whoa! It smells like grapes! Indeed it does. Thank you, Dr. Deidre. And thank you for talking with me.
I'll see you next week, yes?
Keep bringing in awesome stuff like this, and I'll talk to you every day.
We're hitting it off. Good deal. Back at the computer. Oh, what's this? The craft center was nice. I mean, that's got to be a good sign, right? A good sign and a good thing are different matters. I know. It's all just window dressing if the end they're working towards is, well, as I said, at least this craft center was nice. I'm reviewing your file and I'm a lot more concerned about the militaristic conditions you reported. Plus, every time you critique some of the YTDI, Dr. Tan seems to resist. Oh, excuse me.
Do you read all of it? Is it okay? Promise?
Promise.
Social anxiety.
Angie's always been pretty rigid. She's not a bad person, just very by the books. Dr. Tan is a salaried administrator. She's been around for so long that she writes the book. No one's forcing her to stay where she is. I could have easily been in her shoes, Iris. Not with her scruples. From my impression, Tan's philosophies on cybernetics have this whole savior complex to them. What? She just wants to help people. I'm sure she believes that. But in your log, she seems obsessed with Shriya's right hand, constantly talking about improving it. Cybernetics are meant to be a voluntary choice, not some mandatory fix. She's still doing good for the kids. She's my friend. Deidre, you're one of the brightest people I know. Maybe the best of your generation. But think about the lab script, the classrooms, the panopticon, and the dorms. If this is what STOP has become, you don't owe them anything anymore. Its foundations are rotten. We can heal that rot, if you say so. I just want to have faith in people. I want to have faith in STOP and its scientists and the colleagues and friends I've worked with for years. Even a genius like you can't change the mind of someone who's not listening. That's why the case study needs to go on. I will make them listen. All right. Anything else you wanted to discuss? I brought Pavel a grape-scented sticker the other day. He loved it. I take back what I said. Sounds like it's all rosy over there. What have I been writing here? June 6th, 2070X. Some part of me wants my thoughts to blow with the wind. Putting them to paper certainly meets that mark. Besides, all the blue light was making my eyes ache. But there are more pressing issues to worry about tonight. The children are all orphans. I'm not surprised. Setting aside the militaristic dressing, the YTDI isn't much different from a standard boarding school. Compared to how STOP's first few batches of field agents were housed, the accommodations here are downright luxurious. Still, that's comparing volunteer soldiers to abandoned children, an analogy no one should make. And the children's meals consist of lab script. Why? If I'm running late, I settle on an apple and a protein bar. If I'm feeling unhealthy, maybe a toaster strudel. Obviously, people enjoy flavor in their food. There's no need for them to eat tasteless pellets. They're humans, not lab rats. Surely, nutritious filling meals aren't out of the budget? After all, the education is world class. I suspect that STOP's spending a lot of money there. On top of that, the YTDI is immaculate. The building's practically sparkling. If my shoes track dirt as I walk in, it's wiped away every time I walk out. It's ironic how such a clean place can make me feel so dirty. Speaking of treating humans like lab rats, that boy, CO458. For formal reasons, I can't mention it in recording sessions, but I know his name is Pavel. Was taking his name necessary? Are they that concerned about observer bias? It might be the only thing his parents ever gave him. Why scrub it away like it's a stain to be removed? The boy is lonely, too. Yes, he has Shriya, but she isn't part of his squadron, his pre-assigned social group. His squad mates frequently exclude him outside of class. They don't let him play with them, so he's often in the arts and crafts centers sewing or knitting by himself. I think he'd be less lonely if the teachers didn't pit the kids against one another. Excuse me. At least Pavel's allowed to have hobbies. I know he likes superheroes, so I'll bring him some comics from the YTDI's library. I suspect the books there are vetted, but if I'm lucky, I might find something that'll make him smile. Maybe I could even use it to teach him something new. Doesn't seem like any of the YTDI teachers care enough about personalizing the learning experience. Oh, Nova Swarm, hello. Hi, just letting you know you're still on the Red Zero category. Oh, protoViolence has a category of its own. Hey, thanks for, let me see if I can change that. Is that title? No. You are right. Let's see if I can change that here. There it is. That should be updated now. Thanks, Nova Swarm. Appreciate it. Apologies couldn't join earlier, but hope you enjoyed Red Zero. I'll have to check the VOD later. Yeah, I will link you to the VOD. I really did enjoy it. It was awesome. Thank you. And thanks for popping by. I really appreciate it. Well, where were we? Oh, I also bought a pack of stickers for him. Do boys this age think grape stickers are cool? Now that I've written this, I realize I might come across as embarrassing. Maybe grape is lame. Maybe orange is the way to go. God, I don't know anymore. Guess there's only one way to find out. D. All right, anything else we can look at here? Oh, our file. Case study report. June 12th, 2070X. Hi, what's going on? You need a minute? Okay. What's going on? Sorry, everybody. Hold on one second. Yeah, that's good. You're fine. Sorry, my wife is asking me to do something. Okay, here we go. Here we go. This report marks the 1-month point of trainee CO458's case study. In this time, I have observed several facets of the YTDI's operations and now believe that I have a firm grasp of the day-to-day activities of the trainees. The majority of children selected for the YTDI come from orphanages. Upon arrival at the YTDI, trainees are separated into squads, similar to the ones utilized by stop field agents. Formal education takes place entirely within these squads and involves tuition in literacy, mathematics, self-defense, etc. Outside of the classrooms, trainees have access to several extracurricular activities, including craftwork, sports, and video games. While these activities are beneficial for fostering bonds and growth between children, I find it notable that several of the activities available overlap with ones frequently undertaken by stop operatives in the recovery period after the implantation of new cybernetics. For example, sewing for hand-eye coordination, video games for reaction speed, etc. The standard of care appears to be at least sufficient. CO458 has expressed that it is a significant improvement over his previous lodgings. Still, I have some questions to raise with Dr. Tan later. Dr. Deidre Destrange. August 13th, 2070X. This is different. Check the phone again. Looks like it's been something has changed. Although, let's go to the computer first because we didn't hit it last time. Interview with CO458. August 13th.
Oh, the video camera wasn't on.
Whoops. It's the worst.
Oopsie. Guess the world will never know the results of our grand scrattle match, huh?
It's a shame. Your skills have improved tremendously. But I lost again. Well, I was a Scrattle champion. You just learned the rules a couple weeks ago. I mean it. You are very good. I bet you could go toe-to-toe with Shreya now. Oh-ho! Have you foolish adults finally reevaluated my reading ability? Oh, wait. I don't think Shreya knows how to play Scrattle. You could teach her. I think she'd also make a wonderful player. Maybe. I don't know if I'll have time, you know? What do you mean? Did something happen? Can I tell you a secret? By all means. So, my teacher asked me to stay behind in class. I thought he had spotted me drawing again, but he told me I didn't have to study anymore because one of the researchers had talked to him. That's strange. What did they tell him? Well, they said, I'm going to go through my first processing. Boy, that sounds terrible. Processing? What is that? I don't know. None of us know. I mean, I know that everyone gets processed eventually, and that processed trainees graduate, and that when you graduate, you leave the initiative. That's rather vague. That's what I said. They must be hiding something. I don't know what's going to happen to me. When I think about it at night, I can't sleep. It makes my skin all prickly. But you want to know what's really strange? None of my squad mates are getting processed with me. Is that unusual? Yeah. We always see the other trainees leave for processing in groups of 2 or 3 or 4. Never one. CO458, I'm not stupid. I know why I was picked. It's because I doodle in class. Because I forget my homework. Because when it's time for group projects, none of my squad mates want to work with me. And because whenever I try to talk to someone, they always act so tired. My squad, the other trainees, even my teachers, I know they want me processed. I sense it, even when they don't speak to me. Because they all hate me. Shreya doesn't hate you. She's in a different squad. She didn't have to be around me when we do class. She was always getting punished because of me. Well, I like you too. How about that? You're just saying that because of your case study thing. No, I mean it. You're a talented artist. Your excitement is infectious, and you're much smarter than people give you credit for. I think you're lovely just the way you are. Can I ask you something? Of course. Could you visit me as soon as my first processing is over? Of course I will. My case study requires it. Pinky swear? On my life. And if you break your promise, you can break my finger. Huh? Really? No, I'm kidding. But I will come back for you no matter what. Whew, this game.
I'm making you suffer.
promise.
That's what I do.
Ah, what an intense scene. So maybe a little overshare here, but I have a child that was recently diagnosed with ADHD. And luckily, she has a school environment that's very supportive, and she has very good teachers. She goes to a good school, but I see these kinds of feelings come up in her the same way, because she can't focus in class or whatever. If she's separated from other students, and that feeling when you're a child, like people hate you, oh, it's unbearable. Whew. Okay, moving on. All right. Yeah, let's talk to our friend. Deidre, did you leave anything out from your talks with Dr. Tan? From what I've read, she's barely said a single honest word. Didn't we have this conversation before? Angie's an old friend and a good colleague, a brilliant scientist. She isn't some fool or zealot. If I can get her on my side, it's essential that I do. All the same, she does make some points. If we rebuild the YTDI from the inside out, it could be for a net positive for children everywhere. Are you and I on the same page anymore? This whole program's rotten. It's not worth saving, let alone any organization that greenlit it. If they got rid of the cybernetics, I'm confident that STOP could make the YTDI into a competent institution. Competent institutions don't feed kids lab script. I'm not going to burn everything down for a better future. It's not incompatible with what you want. Think, Deidre. STOP is a security organization, not a charity. They offer peace of mind for sale. Why else would they be enhancing children except for their own benefit? Look, I'm trying my best here. But consider this. If the program was shut down tomorrow, what would happen to those children? Who else has the resources and the will to take them all in? It wasn't out of the good of STOP's heart. I can tell you that much. Don't be so conspiratorial. Don't be so blind. If Dr. Tan is dragging this program forwards based on your research, I know. Then speak up. Let's check my report here. Case study report. August 4th, 2070X. Regular conversations with CO458 have continued. Contrary to what I witnessed while observing his classroom, CO458 has been inquisitive and willing to cooperate with my study in our one-on-one interactions. This contrast has led me to form a hypothesis as to why this may be the case. It is my belief that CO458 is not unintelligent, but that the teaching methods used by the YTDI are insufficient to engage him. What his instructors have described as acting out appears to instead be an expression of boredom. Considering the number of children that YTDI has under its roof, I do not believe that CO458 is the only trainee having difficulty with his assignments. I have noted that his squad's instructors rarely encourage creative solutions to exercises and instead prefer completion of tasks to a set rubric, like soldiers. Standards-based teaching methods often produce results that look good on a spreadsheet, but they rarely result in significant information retention or well-developed critical thinking skills. On top of this, children with learning disorders are often left behind. What worries me is that CO458's antics often result in his entire class being punished for his actions. The intent behind this measure is to emphasize that the squad is a unit. A failure on one member's part reflects on them all. Perhaps this is successful in other squads, but in CO458's case, all they seem to have managed to do is other him from his peers. Dr. Deidre DeStrange. Can we check the notes? The book. Check the diary it is. August 12th, 2070X. I wasn't prepared for the number of children who were happy to be at the YTDI. The number of kids who were overjoyed just because they had clean clothes and sheets. Money doesn't necessarily buy quality education, but STOP really isn't cheaping out on their schooling. They're practically throwing money at this program, even if the staff sometimes treat the children poorly. As I've mentioned, the education itself is good. The students are given a rigorous curriculum of maths, literacy, physical education, and self-defense, but the instruction is cold, for lack of a better word. The burden of responsibility is placed on the students. There's no personalization, no room for makeup or extra credit, and anyone who underperforms gets treated like a pariah. Children aren't dumb. Treat them like this, and they'll come to understand that their performance is the singular measure of their value. If they're lagging behind, it's entirely on them to get back up to speed. There are plenty of college students who find that level of responsibility overwhelming, but these kids are elementary schoolers. They need coaching to get things through to them. Frankly, I'm surprised there aren't more stragglers. I acknowledge the YTDI is a new program and STOP isn't an educational organization. Some growing pains are to be expected. Angie's been listening to my criticisms. She's not stonewalling me, even if she insists that the children are much better off than they used to be. When I bring things up, she always fires off statistics, stuff like, half of the trainees were illiterate before they came here. Now, 98% are performing above metrics. When I ask whether my own suggestions for the YTDI have been considered, she claims they're in the queue to be heard. That there's a long chain of command to go through. But still, she's listening to me. That said, she's much less receptive when I broach the subject of cybernetics. It's what underpins the entire project, and Angie doesn't want to do away with it. She brushes off the side effects like we were discussing fringe theories in the classroom. A part of me wonders how she didn't see this coming. Did she expect me to approve just because of a report I made years ago? Well, I can't. But I'm trying to be patient for the sake of an old friend. That's not even mentioning the other problems. The children sleep in a beehive with a central guard peering into their rooms. The games, the books, and shows they have access to are wildly limited. I've seen more than one trainee space out while looking at their lab script lunch. I'm sure all of this is making the staff miserable too. The guards eat their meals in the cafe. The teachers' curriculums are stringent, and it's a wonder the researchers can see their keyboards in front of them when they're working so hard to avert their eyes. If STOP wants its own boarding school division or JROTC program, more power to them. But leave cybernetics out of it. Thank goodness I'm not too late for these trainees. I dread the moment any of them turn of age. D. I am loving this game. The writing is incredible, and the pace of the storytelling is so my speed. August 29th, 2070X. We're in August. Okay. Let's go to the computer. No, we can't go to the computer. Let's pick up the phone. Pavel's in processing. We couldn't do anything to stop that, I guess. I won't get to see him for at least another week. I thought there'd be more time. He's still so small. Is there anything you know about these procedures? Please tell me they're only skin deep. I'm sorry. I wish I could tell you more. Processing is kept under especially tight wraps at the YTDI. But as you've gathered, it is related to cybernetic enhancement. I should have done something. I should have used my authority, my expertise to intervene before it was too late. Instead, I just stood by the sidelines. I never even raised my voice. I know I've been critical at times, but I think this would have gone ahead anyways, no matter what you did. That's just how the YTDI department is, Deidre. Even so, your name still carries weight at STOP. Your case study is compelling and detailed. have no doubt that little Pavel is going to be more than happy to see you again once he's out of there. You just need to save your strength for the right time. Don't take no for an answer. Thank you, Iris. Just hope I'm not too late. What did we write? What did our report say? Okay, study report, August 14th. Focused study of CO458 is on hold while the subject undergoes processing. Observations of CO458's former squad have continued in the meantime, with little to report. Without CO458's presence, classroom time is quiet and proceeds evenly. Conducted short interviews with trainees in his cohort. Anxiety about future graduation is high. Currently seeking clearance to visit CO458 in recovery. Will update after I've had an opportunity to do so. Dr. Deidre Destrange. Okay, diary again. August 20th. Where could Pavel have gone? The security board told me that it would be at least another week before I could meet with him again. They didn't mention anything about processing or what else could it be? Processing sounds scientific, but it could mean anything. If it's cybernetics, there's only so much they can do before puberty. It should be minor. Maybe even... Why am I still trying to rationalize this? I've deferred to stop in all its excuses, despite having the proof right in front of me. They want to modify children. Why? I don't know, and frankly, it doesn't matter. If they really were serving the greater good, why have they been so evasive, so secretive? I can't afford to be humble or gracious anymore. I know more about cybernetics than every other researcher in the department put together. And yet, I allowed myself to be cowed. I acted respectably. I never caused a scene, because I'm the great Dr. Destrange, revered by the cybernetics community, because I cared much more about Stop's reputation than the truth in front of me. I can't look away anymore, so they shouldn't either. I'll finish my reports, thrust it in their faces, make them see what they've wrought. I'll be diplomatic, even if it means biting my tongue. Hi, baby. Why don't you go lay down on the couch there, okay? I'll come snuggle you in a bit. At least the science they're doing is still immature. It's physically impossible for them to test mechanical limbs designed to fit soldiers on a child's frame. In Pavel's case, I guess that enhances optic nerves. Still invasive and perverse, but ultimately unobtrusive to his daily life. They wouldn't risk harming a valuable subject like that. Hopefully the worst will soon be over. Pavel's still alive. Once he's gone through processing, I'll make every effort to place him in an environment better suited for a child his age. But first, I need to think of an appropriate recovery gift. Something I can fit in my lab coat pockets. D. Computer time. Like my CT monitor, old-fashioned. Interview with CO458. August 29th.
Good afternoon, CO458.
I see you're back from processing.
Dr. Deidre? You came!
You sound surprised. I promised you I'd visit, didn't I? Yeah, but... It's been a really long week. I kind of wondered if you'd forgotten. Never. What's this on the floor? Oh, It's just a puzzle piece. Shreya was working on finishing it while I was gone. But when I was wheeled back in, it got trampled on. Shri wasn't happy about that. I can imagine. Anyways, here, I got you something. I figured you'd need a pick-me-up after processing. Fruit gushies. Whoa! There's some snacks from outside. I promise they taste nothing like script. I didn't know they made food so colorful and tasty. Glad I picked out something good. So, what have you been up to since processing? Just resting? Well, I'm trying, but Shri keeps bringing me classwork. I thought I didn't have to study anymore. That's very rude of them. I'm sorry, CO458. You know, I've been thinking. You don't have to call me that. You can call me Pavel. For the sake of the case study, I really shouldn't break protocol. Did you break protocol for the gummies? All right. I'm sorry, Pavel. Much better. Is having a proper name important for you? Man, I feel guilty even asking that question. Indeed it is. You should be proud. Not just anybody gets to call me by my true name. Oh? Yeah. It's like I'm letting you use it. You and Shri. No one else. You're my inner circle. You get to know my secret identity. Like a superhero, huh? Exactly like a superhero. Got it. I'll keep it hush-hush then. Have you been able to leave your room since processing? No. When I said I was bedridden earlier, I wasn't exaggerating? Yeah, that's the word. And it's really starting to bug me. It's like I've got a house cold. Pfft. You mean cabin fever? Whatever. Same thing, anyways. Then, what happened during your processing? Well, it was kind of like getting my teeth cleaned. Like, one moment I'm laying on this long, uncomfy table. They've got this big light over me. It kind of looked like a spider with a bunch of eyes and legs. The light was super bright underneath, and I was surrounded by all these doctors in white uniforms and masks. I was told to count from 60, so I did, but then I fell asleep before I could finish. And then I woke up, and what? What happened? Was there something wrong with your legs? Wrong? No. Nothing was wrong with them. But now they can give me better legs. You know, an upgrade. Better ones? Ones that'll let me run faster and jump higher. Like a real superhero, you know? Really. It's okay. If I just practice hard. I believe you, Pavel. You don't have to move, please. How horrifying. You're very brave. Do you know that, Pavel? Of course I'm brave. Brave like a hero. Here, hide these under your pillow.
Make them count. I'll be back in a week. Promise.
See you again, Dr. Deidre. can't be a part of this. No one should be a part of this. It's not enough to leave. The fact that anything like this could happen even in a modern facility, maybe it was always naive to think that one case study could fix stop. But if so, what then? What now? Yeah, I don't think an IRB would have approved this. Let's call our friend. Oh, wait, what's this? Is this my book? This is my diary. Nothing else new here. Case study report, September 3rd. I am absolutely appalled at the Youth Training and Development Initiative's decision to perform major implantation procedures on trainee CO458. While it is true that synchronization rates for cybernetic implants are inversely proportional to the subject's age, this technology was only ever intended for use in adults, save for rare exceptions. The relatively static state of an adult body allows for easier construction of prosthetics, and an adult can be expected to endure the inevitable side effects of implantation better than a child can. You know, there's also, there's things like phantom pain, neurological pain from amputation that are a real thing. I can't imagine that they've solved all those problems. Rejection symptoms are not a risk. They are an inevitable. I can't even speak. I'm so upset. Rejection symptoms are not a risk. They are an inevitability. For all the advancements in biotech over the past few decades, there have not been enough to stop the body from revolting against artificial neurons when they are stitched to its muscles, or from realizing that the hunk of polyurethane and silicon in its skull is not part of its gray matter. Medication can suppress the body's immune response and stave off seizures, but it is a patch, not a long-term solution. Despite these facts, CO458 was approved for a full transfemoral amputation and implant preparation procedure. No matter how hard I try, I cannot conceive of a scenario that justifies the callous removal of two completely healthy limbs from a young child. The fact remains that CO458's quality of life has been significantly impacted for no reason beyond the YTDI's goals. If this is the level to which the YTDI is allowed to conduct itself, then it is clear to me that STOP has become little better than the organization it once worked to quash. There is no theoretical threat or no future crime that justifies what I've witnessed. If this is what my research is now supporting, then I would rather have never pursued it in the first place. Dr. Deidre Destrange. Okay, let's call our friend. Iris, things have gotten out of hand. I've got 2 weeks' notice lined up with Pavel's estimated graduation. The moment he's out of the system, I'm taking him and leaving. Smartest thing you've said in a while. Do you have any concerns? It's possible they won't let him graduate. Promises for services rendered don't mean much to people who mutilate children. And if my case study is half as explosive as I'm hoping it to be, it's not the kind of thing that STOP will let circulate for long. There are plenty of people out there willing to listen. Not after I slander an internationally beloved crime-fighting organization. We don't have friends in PR or allies in the media. It'd be easy to paint me as a disgruntled former employee, disappointed with a lack of direction in a career and working for a book deal. And looking for a book deal. Sorry, Deidre. I wish I could tell you it won't happen. I wish I could tell you that won't happen. But allow me to offer you something else. A carrot on a stick, so to speak. When Pavel gets out, and he will, you can bring him here. What's this place? Iris. Once upon a time, it was a garage. Then it was a potential research lab with some living quarters. Now it's yours. It's no five-star hotel, but it's not too bad this time of year. There's even a river nearby. I don't know what to say. You're just giving that to me? What did you expect? I'm a wealthy woman with very few hobbies. I would have ended up renting it out if I even remembered it was there. Much better for you two to get some use out of it. Thank you, Iris. I really mean it. I already owe you so much. The house isn't that big, you know. I'll keep that in mind. You'd better. I don't want to hear any complaints about it being cramped down the line. Pfft, Iris, I'm just joking. I know you'd never do that. Stay safe, Deidre. I'll try. Dear Diary. September 3rd, 2070. They took his legs. As if stripping him of his name wasn't enough, they ripped his legs off his body. Why? I can't think of any good reason for this. Pavel, sunlight that he is, said that they plan to give him even better legs. He even tried to prove it in spite of the pain. If that wasn't enough, he hasn't even graduated yet. The last time I tried to visit him, he'd been taken back in for further processing. I found out from Shreya, of all people. The guards barely seemed to care. Asking about him was like asking about the garbage being taken out a day earlier. Someone else did the work, so they didn't need to know. They said this, all while looking at me with that patented stop security expression. Malaise and contempt all at once. Funny how they press the kids to be smilingly obedient while the adults look like bored children. When I came to their room, I noticed a distinct coldness in the air. Shreya looked awful. Had she been eating properly? She looked so frail. If she was taken to the operating table too, her chances of survival... I have to leave Stop, and the YTDI has to go with me. Huh. As if. What's an academic supposed to do against an intergovernmental organization with unlimited resources and an ever-growing supply of cybernetic muscle? Maybe I can follow Iris's example. This case report will be my indictment of Stop. My voice should still carry enough importance to damn it on my way out the door. But if I try to make an impact with my exit instead of leaving quietly, what will happen next? If I say anything about the way that Angie advised treating those kids, the courts will bury me, and I'll have to hope that Stop doesn't single me out extrajudicially. To hell with it, though. They can't expect me to keep quiet after everything I've seen. Just thinking about one of our conversations makes my blood boil. We were observing a physical education class. The kids were told to run laps to the point of exhaustion. Knowing the YTDI, they probably were forced to run a bit longer than that. Look at what we can make people do when we take them beyond the limits of humanity. Isn't it incredible? Those kids will do anything for our approval. Some part of me wants to toss them snacks just to see if it would improve results. After she said that, she giggled, as if she were mocking a fat squirrel instead of creating the most Byzantine modern army I'd ever seen. Does she think we're still friends? I've been speaking less and less to her, but she keeps talking to me like I'm responding. All while she reveals more and more of her inner workings. As soon as Pavel's healthy enough to graduate, I'll make my move. But I'm not leaving Stop without him. D. Computer time. What's going on? September 9th. Whoa, D. There a fire drill going on? What? Oh, no, I was just looking for Pavel. I can't find him anywhere. Pavel? Who's... Oh, CO458. Well, it's okay. I'm certain he's around here somewhere. I mean, it's very safe here. It's not like he could have just wandered off. No, because he has no legs. Of course not. And yes, it is very safe here. I'm... What? I'm not convinced that any of this is necessary. You're talking about processing? For starters. D, post-op is never going to look pretty. You know that. You've seen it 1,000 times. On soldiers, volunteers, adults. You didn't see the places we pulled these kids out of. Filthy, overcrowded, underfunded. This facility's very clean and very well funded. That doesn't make it right. Whatever your justifications are, I don't appreciate your tone. We've been nothing but transparent with you from the beginning. We've given you complete access to our building, our resources, even our subjects. Yeah, I had to fight for you, you know. Then why wasn't I notified about Pavel's processing? Maybe you weren't on the right mailing list. There's no conspiracies here, D. You, of all people, had to have known exactly what the initiative's goals are. Angie, Look, I'm not in the mood to argue medical ethics with you in the goddamn hallway. CO458's in recovery. He's fine. What? How? This isn't some back alley surgeon for hire operation. We know what we're doing. Do you? What's that supposed to mean? You're going down. You're going down, Dr. Tan. I'm taking you with me. Because this isn't our last conversation.
Awful? Are you?
Who's this? Oh, that's me. Oh, God. Your head. Your hair. Your eye. It's...
Dr. Deidre?
Pavel, wait. I've got you. Just stay right there. Has anybody been here to take care of you? Oh. Well, I think so. Shreya's been here at night a few times. Hasn't said much though. I pretend to be asleep because I think she might be scared of me now. She's probably just worried. I'll go and talk to her, okay? Okay. I really don't want to upset her. You don't have to worry about upsetting anyone, okay? You haven't done anything wrong. How are you feeling? I don't know. Tired and weird. It's all right. I'm scared. My graduation is soon and I'm scared. I don't know what's going to happen. What else they'll do to me. Just close your eyes for me, okay? Pavel? He's asleep. And they're going to tear him apart, rearrange him again and again. And not just him, all the other trainees here, all the other children yet to come, over and over and over, and for what? This is my fault. My research laid the foundation for this. My reputation funded this. I let this happen. I did this. There has to be something I can do. No, I have to do something more than writing words on a goddamn page. That's it. I'll break him out, prevent him from graduating, and burn this program down to the ground as we leave. At this point, this isn't even a call for justice. It's just plain cause and effect. September 16th. Boy, this is getting worse and worse, huh? Okay. Wow, I still am doing my reports, my diary. Well, let's check the official report. Case study report, September 16th. Met with CO458 today. Engaged in a normal conversation in activities with the subject. CO458 became tired shortly into the session, so the visit was cut short after about an hour. CO458's temperature and blood pressure appeared to be higher than normal levels during the visit, recommending an increase in immunosuppressant dosage. Recovery otherwise appears to be on pace with expected timeline. Dr. Deidre DeStrange. Well, that is sticking to the facts. Let's call Iris. Do you think I'm doing the right thing? I'm not trying to hurt anybody. I just want to get these children out. Aren't you doing precisely that? Yes, but with many asterisks. I can't save everyone. The numbers just don't work. And how does that make you feel? Like garbage. Where will they go? They know nothing about the real world. Kids are tougher than you think. Not tougher than stop. You'd be surprised. They'll adapt. That doesn't make me feel any better. Sorry, Iris. It's unlikely anything will right now. How about a confession? I wanted all this. The recognition, the respect, the budgets, the pay. You know, before I came to STOP, I took 5 internships in one summer. Barely got my foot out the door before I added them to my CV and never looked back. And we all do. That's the game we play. I liked playing that game. I was good at it. And there's a sizable, cowardly portion of me that doesn't want to give it up. Do you worry about Dr. Tan and the rest? Despite myself, yes. It's just the kind of person you are. In case we don't get the chance to reconnect for a while. Let me say this. Every system falls apart eventually. It's entropy. Forest fires are natural and healthy. STOP is no exception. If people are horrified by your findings and your methods, that's for the best. They'll quit. They'll leave in droves, and you'll have gotten them out of a dark hole. And if I hurt people, then you'll just have to make up for it. And the kids, they'll be strong. Even if their new lives aren't cushy or clean, they'll be lives that they choose for themselves. Again, that's not reassuring. I know. Very little is right now. You have a lot to answer for, Dee. You're already a history maker. From here, I'm sure you'll be making history in a good way. Try to remember that when you eat your breakfast with Pavel. Then
this goodbye? It has to be. But you'll be in my home. I'll be there in some way. In fact, the sheets might still smell like me. Iris, gross. Apologies, couldn't help myself. But you don't need me anymore. You'll do good. You always have. Thank you. Take care now. You were always my star pupil, Deidre. I trust you'll remember me as your mentor and friend. Hopefully when you're retired and peacefully bird watching. Doesn't that sound nice? Goodbye, Dr. Kai. I'll miss you. Okay, what, is there another? Oh, let's go to the diary. September 15th. I'm about to overturn my life's work in a matter of days. I'll become a criminal. They'll have to update the textbooks. A small footnote at the bottom of the page or in the back of the index. Dr. Deidre Destrange went on to commit multiple terrorist acts. We in no way, shape, or form approve of her blah, blah, blah. Fine by me, so long as they leave my name in. A curious kid might search for that crazy lady's name on the internet, find a case report written by her, and give it a read. Better a pariah who speaks the truth than a diligent researcher who can't stand to look at it. Maybe I have more in common with these kids than I thought. No, that's dumb. I always had the choice to do more, and I took it as much as I thought was possible. But still. As I walk through the YTDI's halls, I'm filled with nausea passing by the spots I'll rig. Though the guards do nothing but stand around and glower at the kids, they're still more combat ready than I am. If they finally catch on to my plans, they could stop me before I even rescue Pavel. I haven't feared others being able to hear my thoughts since I was in middle school. I remember feeling guilty in chemistry classes we reviewed exothermic reactions. When I realized how easily the knowledge could be reapplied, I was convinced that there was something wrong with me. And it is easy. Compared to my usual work, making bombs is dead simple. I spent most of my time planning how I'd space out the fertilizer purchases. Now that I think about it, smuggling those snacks in made for a fine trial run. I have surefire proof they won't check for me. So why am I still so anxious? If it's not my legacy, if it's not the process itself, am I just afraid of being responsible for Pavel? I can take care of him with Iris's safe house. I have money. I can cook. I can learn the rest. But Shreya, the other children, where will they go once I'm gone? Even if I could house them all, they won't be free to leave. Not with Stop on their tail. I'd have just moved them from a spacious cell to a cramped one. A cramped one next to a river. I've done all the planning I can. For now, I think a eulogy to a life of service is in order. To my colleagues, the good ones, I hope you've been working from home. To the rest, you've got no right to complain about what comes next. And to Stop, this is war. Plant any more seeds, and I'll salt the earth. D. September 9th.
Hello, Pavel.
Oh. Good afternoon, Dr. Deidre.
Feeling all right? Me? Ha! I'd take a lot more than this. It'd take a lot more than this to... It's okay. You can tell me. Did your graduate training not go well? It was scary. Scary and confusing. Could you tell me what happened? What the training was like? Well, they've been running tests on the chip they put in my head. When it turns on, it's like my brain squeezed into a box or a mine cart. It can only go on the tracks. That does sound scary. Yeah. I had to do all these stupid reflex exercises, and after that they made me solve math problems and other dumb stuff. And while they looked at me over their clipboards and data pads, and so far I've been doing good. I was doing everything they wanted, even when it felt weird. It felt like somebody was looking over my shoulder, only that the shoulder wasn't there and that somebody was me. And someone else was moving in my body, speaking for me. Speaking for me like it wasn't my body anymore. It was just so scared. It was gross and strange and... Deep breaths, Pavel. And I just couldn't take it anymore. I did something bad. I was upset. I couldn't help it. I couldn't... Pavel? Pavel! Oh my God. I've got you, Pavel. I've got you. You're safe. I'm going to call emergency services right now. You'll be okay, I promise. Shit. Shit, shit, shit. He's on his side. There's nothing in his way. And I've set a timer for 5 minutes. I've done everything I can. Why isn't the emergency call button working? It worked for another training. I've seen it before. The maintenance teams always check it. Is there something wrong with his... No. No. No, no, no. They wouldn't. They wouldn't dare. Dr. Deidre?
Pavel? It's okay, Pavel. It's okay. I'm here.
You had a seizure, but you're safe. I've cleaned you up. It's okay.
Why? Why did they do this to me? Why? It hurts. They want to hurt me. They want to punish me, don't they?
The babe.
It's because I'm broken. That's why they want to fix me to be like the other kids. I can't stay alive and I never will. They're gonna keep taking me apart until I break. Taking me apart piece by piece like this forever.
Pavel, you have to calm down for me, all right? You're gonna make yourself sick.
But
It'll be okay. It's over now. I'll make sure they won't hurt you anymore. I mean it. Okay. Okay. Okay.
This is upsetting.
I give Pavel a glass of water to sip. His hands are shaking, so I hold the water for him. After that, I help him into bed, tuck him in, and wish him good night. Stroke the little amount of hair left on his head. Then I close the door behind me and walk out of the room. The door behind me clicks shut. I don't have the words to describe what I just saw, but I don't need 1,000-word paper to sum up what I feel. Disgust. They took away his medication. His medication. How, in any world, is that justifiable as a punishment? He could have died. Pavel gets hammered down because he sticks out. But any kid would do the same. If he's suffering like this, there's no doubt other trainees are... I need to talk to Angie now. I can't believe she's overlooked this for so long. Before I leave for good, I need to look into her eyes and try to make her see. I find Angie at the bridge, gazing at the courtyard below. She looks like she did the first day I came here. She hasn't changed at all. As I approach, she turns to give me an unreadable look. For a moment, I barely recognize her. For a moment, part of me wants to believe she's someone else entirely. I imagine you're here to talk about CO 458. I pause. That was unusually direct of her. What do you mean? It's the 21st century, Dee. We've got cameras in every room. I didn't notice, but somehow I'm not surprised at all. It feels right. It feels right at home with everything else I've learned about the YTDI. You were watching that whole time? She blinks. So you saw how I called for help? You saw him go into a seizure because he wasn't given his medication? We don't know that. A lot of the trainees hate taking it. They'll put it under their tongue, or that's bullshit and you know it. These are your precious test subjects, invaluable troves of medical data. If you wanted to, you could get a doctor to any room in this building in seconds. What are you suggesting? It's not a suggestion. You're punishing him for what happened during his graduate training. There's a long silence. The tension in the air twists my stomach in knots. She's choosing her next words very carefully, tasting them in her mouth, rolling them around like a boiled sweet. Nostalgia laps at me for a moment, a warm pool at the back of my mind. She used to do this before her research presentations, worrying the inside of her cheek as she awaited my feedback. Maybe you're right. But does it matter, Dee? She doesn't look back. Excuse me? Does what happened to CO 458 matter that much? Once he passes graduate training, he's got a stable career set out ahead of him. He won't want for food, housing, or guidance. I can't believe what I'm hearing. In exchange for his legs, his brain, his individuality. Individuality? What are you, a teenager? Everyone's got to grow up sometime. I bite down on my tongue. As much as I want to, cursing her won't get me anywhere. What's happening isn't complicated, Dee. You've gotten too attached to your subject of research. You've lost sight of your objectivity. That's all. Happens to the best of us. Even you. She turned back to look at me. She isn't seeing me. She's done talking. The feeling's mutual. Push her over the railing. Come on. Never mind. Not a choice. Oh well. Earlier in the day, I had printed out my case study. I had intended to go through it with a red pen. That night, I fed it to the shredder page by page. Months of work gone in moments. Why? Oh, it was the best I'd felt in ages. October 1st. In a matter of minutes, I'm going to burn down my entire career. Maybe it's fitting that the planning reminded me of how I designed my first cybernetic hand, linking each step to the next like titanium phalanges. Getting to Pavel will be simple. I'll enter his room through the small door in the back. No one will suspect me. They'll think I'm conducting another checkup. Just another inane review to pad out my case study. Escaping will be a much more complicated task. The security cameras are disabled. The safety alarms are rewired. And the escape routes plotted. If things go pear-shaped, there's the pyrotechnics. I set up ahead of time. But once I trigger the siren, I can't predict who or what will get in the way. My heart's pounding feverishly. My brain's swirling with phases and countermeasures and backups. I'm painfully aware of every step and every breath I take. Because once I open the dorm room door, there's no going back. I still have a way out. I can leave this behind and go back to my old life. Cut ties with stop quickly. Retire quietly to a bucolic existence with honors and accolades to my name. Bury my regret and rage in the back of a well-tended flower bed. But if I don't open this door, Pavel will continue suffering. He might not survive graduation. Even if he does, he'll become a nameless drone, a shell of a person marching through life armed with clockwork thoughts and a plastic smile. I can't abandon him. Not to that. Where is he? Pavel? I'm going to come closer, okay? Dr. Deidre? Now, listen to me very carefully. I want to give you something. Oh? Wait. Is it another snack? It's better.
Pavel, do you want control?
Control? Over what? Your future. I've never really thought about my future. Would you like to? You can take your time. I understand what I'm asking. Yeah.
I do, Dr. Deidre. I want control.
Then take this switch and press this button. As soon as you do, you'll be free.
Let's go.
I take Pavel by the hand and gently guide him out of bed. As his legs clack against the tiles, he wobbles. Do you need help? I ask quietly. We have a lot of ground to cover and every second's crucial. But if he's in pain... It's okay, Pavel responds. It clearly takes him some effort, but he grins up at me. What better way to get used to these legs than a prison break? Despite everything, I chuckle. In between the pulses of the siren, I can hear the hurried footsteps of staff and trainees rushing down the hallway. I take his hand, and we walk through the door I came through. Neither of us look back. The back hall of the dormitory is empty. The alarm lights in the walls blink an angry red as confused personnel jog past us on their way to the emergency stairwell. We walk at first. I try to keep my hammering heart under control as we round the hallway. We're still too visible. I can't help but imagine a security officer being behind every door as we pass. I squeeze Pavel's hand tighter, and he squeezes it back. His steps are shaky. They shouldn't be. Those idiots in processing couldn't even be bothered to calibrate the motors right. But he's stable. And in spite of everything he's been through, he's keeping pace with me. Then I see it. An imposing door with a small blinking key reader beside it. An exit out of the dormitories. Past it, there lay the operating facilities and engineering. Beyond that, the shipping and receiving bay, and further still, the garage door. Our way out. Normally, this part of the facility would be swarming with initiative personnel. But with the alarms I triggered, all of them should have evacuated to the opposite side of the building. I don't even swipe my card. The latch clicks open when I push it. Suddenly, my steps are faster, my heartbeat louder, and before I know it, I'm running. Pavel trips on the first step and we nearly crash into each other before he corrects himself. But we run, hand in hand, past the operating rooms and the offices and the open security shutters until, without warning, Pavel's legs buckle. They crumple under him like wet paper, sending him sprawling. I fall to my knees beside him and struggle to pull him upright. What's happening? Pavel asks. I can't answer him. My eyes go to his legs. The lights are still on. The battery hasn't run out. But they're not responding to him. I can see him trying to move what's left of his legs, and the cybernetics just won't react. My eyes fall on the stop logo at his ankle. I look up at the shutter we just passed, and the security camera blinking on beside it. Shit, I breathe. Dr. Deidre? I almost want to laugh, even as my mounting panic threatens to overtake me. Anti-theft measures. They don't want anyone taking stop property outside the building. I can hear yelling echoing back down the hallway we came through, distant but growing louder. They know where we are. What should we do? Pavel cries. Dr. Deidre, I don't want them to find this. Sit still. Quickly, I move to detach his legs. I leave them on the ground, sweep him up into my arms, and bolt. He clings to me, his fingernails digging into my back through my clothes. His left arm dangles out of my grasp. He's light, far lighter than he should be. As I run for the exit, I squeeze him as close to me as I can. A security shutter suddenly slams shut in front of me. I turn to pivot. More come down over every door in the hallway, falling into place heavy as tombstones. Damn it, damn it! I bite back a scream, try to focus on facts. Security's at my back. I can hear them getting closer. Combat boots on tile, heavy and hurried. With every second I sit here panicked and paralyzed, they stomp closer to us. I squeeze my eyes shut. I can feel cold steel gun barrels at my back. Cuffs, bindings, straitjackets. Pavel ripped away from my arms, disposed of as defective goods or reprogrammed into an ideal product. I can't bear that thought. I reach into my lab coat, pull out a second switch, and press it. The explosions rip through the hall with a force unlike anything I've ever felt before. They tear through the shutter, blasting me with heat and smoke and debris that nicks my cheek. I run right into it as more and more explosions go off through the facility, my hidden bombs going off like exothermic dominoes. A burst of red and blinding heat sears my right side, a mistimed trigger or a misplaced wire. I push through the pain, running as fast as I can. My ears ring, my muscles scream, my throat stings. All that there is heat and ash and pain. Until, finally, what's happening? We reach the light. Dr. Deidre must be a Girl Scout. She was so prepared. Ha. Ha. Wow. I can't believe I actually made it. Pavel, I think we're... Pavel? Pavel. Oh, God. Your arm, it's all...
Pavel, please. Speak to me.
I keep missing what he says here. Can I rewind a little bit?
Blue.
What?
The sky. It's so blue.
I haven't seen it in so long.
You're hurting. Please don't push yourself. You're already bleeding so much.
But I'll live. I'm no longer there. I'm free now, aren't I?
Yes. Yes.
I'm clapping. What an incredible story. Thank you, Motto.
and the team who made this game, I was deeply moved. So, we are almost 4 hours in. I just want to remind everybody who's still here, you can download these games at the link in the chat, at the top of the chat, or the one Nightbot I've been dropping every so often. This is, it's very helpful to the teams if you play and rate, especially rate both on the ratings page and on their games page. Drop your review, help them out. The contest is about to end at the end of this week, so there's a little bit of time left. Oh, bonus content unlocked. I want to know what it is, but I'm going to go ahead and end it here. That was protoViolence. Thank you, everybody who joined me tonight. Thank you, Nova Swarm, for popping into the chat and helping me out with that little technical issue. Thank you, Gene Machine, for making fun of my math but not correcting it. And thank you, everybody else, Rect, for stopping by. Really appreciate you guys. If you are watching this on YouTube, please like, subscribe, and I will have a link to these games, the game pages on itch.io, so you can go download them yourself and play them yourself and find the different endings and the different paths and different ways you can experience the story. Thank you again. I'm going to go ahead and end the stream. I will be on, if I can find, I'm looking for perhaps 2 more games to play tomorrow. I don't know if I can go much later in the week without kind of compromising people's ability to play and rate the games themselves. So I will try and be on tomorrow. We will see. And I hope you all have a good night. I'll see you on the next one.